foot. It only went 15 yards. He'll try to get into the corner. Once again, it's off this side of his foot. Another wobbler. This went 10. Maybe.
Aided by some penalties against the Steelers, the Lions just went 56 yards in 8 plays and ended up with a 37-yard field. Who has now hit 25 of his last 26 field goals over the last 2 years. White Stone returns the kickoff for the Steelers. Turns the corner and gets out close to the 28-yard line before being knocked out of bounds on the far side of the field. Bruce McNorton, 29, came across and made the play.
So the Kansas City Chiefs take advantage of the game's first turnover and a Esiason fumble and turn it into a Lowry field goal to take the lead.
And the Patriots, with Doug Flutie at quarterback, lead the favored Bills at Buffalo. Wayne Fontes, a defensive specialist, head coach of the Lions, said calling a good game defensively by the coaches is the key to playing one by the team. And here the Steelers go on first down to the run. Warren Williams carries, hit very hard. Coming up to make the play was Jimmy Williams, number 59.
You see Michael Cooper, number 55, playing the left-hand side. He gets caught up with this big tight end. He's the guy they worry about. He still almost makes a play, but Jimmy Williams comes up and just rocks that ball carrier.
Williams from Nebraska wanted to be traded before the season, said he would not play here again, but Wayne Fontes says you're too good not to play here. We're going to keep you and we're not going to trade you. And whatever they did, they've made him happy because he's been about the best defensive player on the Lion team through the first 3 games.
Hard to not like to play for a guy like Wayne Fontes. He's a player's coach.
Yeah, he's a fun guy. They like him, but they've got to start winning for him. 2nd down and 6. Out throw by Brister and a drop ball by Warren Williams. Perfect throw by Brister for a first down, and Williams dropped the ball. Worley still not in the game. Tim Worley, number 38 on the sidelines, gives him a consolation tap. But Worley is troubled by turf toe.
I have a feeling that number 34, James Griffin, the safety, as you see him swing out here in this pass, and watch the ball, and watch number 34, the safety for the Lions. Now, see, if you got a guy standing in front of you like that, and you got to look at him and the ball, it makes it tough to try to catch the ball. He kind of gets your attention standing right in front of you.
He was waiting for that hit to be put on, and now Brister sets in the shotgun on 3rd down and 6. Out pattern. Beautifully done as Lewis Lips comes back at the ball at the 46-yard line. It's a first down for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Lion fans are not starting to boo. They saw those big plays.
Listing for the game in time in your area. Lowry's kickoff taken in the end zone by Ira Hillary, who downs it there. And the Bengals will get the ball at the 20-yard line. Anthony Munoz with a sprained right ankle may not return. Boomer Esiason playing with a sprained left ankle. And Joe, I expect we'll see more of the running game from...
Make the catch. They advance the ball.
Lips has caught a pass now in 29 straight games for the Steelers. Penalty marker down on first down and 10 as Warren Williams carries and gets ahead for a couple of yards. Eric Williams was on the tackle for the Lions. 8:27 to play in the first quarter.
Defense was offside, number 76. They'll take the penalty, and it's first down, 5 yards.
You see the left
Eric,
end, yep.
Yeah, Eric Williams just jumped a little bit before the gun. And, you know, you sit in there. I talked to him before the game today, and he said, you know, these Steelers, they line up so tight. They run the trap. They don't care if you know they're going to run the trap. They just run it anyway. So he was all fired up. And the key is you got to come off the ball quick. That time he was a little bit too quick.
Offside penalty against the Lions gives the Steelers a 1st and 5 play call, and Brister's looking to put it up. Eludes the rush. Home run ball. Derek Hill going for it, and the coverage is perfect. Rookie Derek Hill, a flyer out of Arizona, running stride for stride downfield with the 2 Lions who were defending against him, and the Lions, who were really burned deep last week, have got their coverage in order under Woody Wittenhofer, the defensive coordinator of Detroit, who of course was a defensive coach with 4 Super Bowl championship teams at Pittsburgh.
That's the way you want to see it. You got a guy on the outside and a guy on the inside. Last week, somehow the safety kept getting caught up inside, and they were able to throw that ball down the middle without anybody there to knock it down.
And that brings up 2nd down and 5. Lions lead at 3-0. 8 minutes to play in the first quarter. Williams breaks it. He's had his problems starting for Worley. A drop for a first down earlier. And he hasn't gotten much on the rush, but that time Warren Williams, a 205-pound runner out of Miami of Florida, is knocked down by Victor Jones and James Griffin. It's a first down carry.
I was talking to some of the defensive backs for the Detroit Lions, and they kept saying, we got to get our linebackers involved in some of this tackling. We're doing too much tackling. And here you see Victor Jones, number 57, come up and sort of slow him down. But there you see number 34, James Griffin, also making the stop. You can't depend on those safeties to make all the tackles. You got to slow them down before they get there.
Lions bring their outside backers up tight, almost a 5-man front. Here's a throw, and this time Williams makes the catch and gets the ball inside. No, they really stepped out of bounds. Warren Williams is not getting it done out of the backfield today.
That's just a poor play by Warren Williams. There's no excuse for catching this ball out of bounds. There was nobody over there. I mean, you at least got to know where you are on the field. It's easy. This is an easy catch here. But, I mean, it don't count over there. That's
for a pregame.
Yeah, I guess that was one of them pregame catches.
But Chuck Knowles.
Zendejas never got a chance to boot it. We have an injured player down on the field, an injured Dolphin, because watch what happens to Montgomery.
It's a good snap. Montgomery should have.
Steelers win over Minnesota last week. Hodge runs the ball.
He can make it tie now and again. A bad throw downfield, but he really had no other choice in the situation.
All right, Lewis Oliver ends up with the interception on the Zendejas pass.
Take a look at the snap. Now, Montgomery, the punter, is the holder. It was a very good snap. Matthews is the snapper. And that should have been handled. Zendejas in trouble. And if he throws it downfield and it is intercepted, that was a good play by him because he gets a couple yards out of the deal.
There's the pass. Bye-bye. We'll be back.
Pontiac, Michigan. It's the Lions 3, the Steelers nothing in the first quarter. 3rd down and 6. Hodge catches the ball, but he has a problem now, and he's ahead for only 2 yards, and the Steelers are stopped short. And they send their punter, Harry Newsome, out. Gary Taylor hemmed in the receiver and knocked him down. Benny Blades, 36, whose all-pro quality is just a second-year player.
Now, you want to see, I have not seen a jump pass in I don't know how long. Watch Bubby Brister here. He's got a little pressure on the left-hand side. Now, this is I haven't seen this in a... Shoot, Bobby Lane would have been proud of that.
That's
one.
Right.
The old
There's
jump
a
pass.
Bobby Lane. It worked, but not for enough yardage for the first down. Mel Gray is back deep now for the Detroit Lions, standing at his 10. Newsome to punt for the Steelers. Hits a high spiral, looks like it'll carry in. Steelers unable to down it after it hit at the 2. And so into the end zone for a touchback. All comes out to the Detroit 20. Rodney Peete and the Silver Stretch offense set to go, and we come back.
Have you driven a Ford?
Now, during the official Ford clearance, get low 2.9% financing or $1,000 cash bonus on Ford Escort and Ford Tempo. Plus, get 2.9% financing or a $1,500 cash bonus on Thunderbird. Combine the cash bonus with option package discounts and save over $1,700 on Escort, $2,000 on Tempo, and get over $2,400 in total value on Thunderbird. Just some of the great values at your Ford dealer now. But remember, the offer ends October 4th.
Wouldn't it be great if suddenly you were in charge of the annual swimsuit issue, deciding things like how the models pose and who gets the cover? And wouldn't it be great if the models brought
rookie Lewis Oliver? So Miami dodges a big bullet. They don't give up any points on that play, and it's 1st and 10 at their own 13-yard line. Dan Marino hasn't been able to make it go so far and has been intercepted once. And another pass batted down. Same side of the line, too. This time it could have been Richard Byrd, 71, and I think it is by the side of that big toothy grin through that face mask.
I'll tell you what happened on that play. Marino came in and changed.
Call out Caruth. It opens up this hole for Okoye to get some movement outside. A nice block by the running back that the Chiefs picked up.
Mate makes the difference.
Green Bay Packers. Farouk's a good receiver coming out of that backfield as well.
Kansas City with the first down at their own 45-yard line. Marty Schottenheimer trying to get...
Life's full of simple pleasures, like the comfort of Levi's jeans. Or had you forgotten?
Long after the game is over, NBC Sports is still on the line. Dial 1-900-226-8000 for NBC Scores Plus. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Did it returning a punt. So two key Steelers not active so far in this game. And now another marker or two flies in the air, as Lorenzo Freeman might have left earlier. Perhaps he was drawn off.
There's nothing worse as a lineman when the guy next to you, or maybe the guy 60.
Yes, he was the only one that beat him.
The defensive left tackle goes off sides, and you play a right tackle, and the guy just fires on you before you're even ready. That's like the worst feeling in the world. It's like the defensive guy gets a free shot at you.
Mike Utley, the right guard, a rookie player, third-round draft choice out of Washington State, threw him off. So it's 1st and 15 for the Lions, who lead the game 3-0. Caught by Richard Johnson. Good open field tackle made by the Steelers. David Johnson, number 44.
Richard Johnson, they call him Vegas because he's always in the slot. you see Rodney Peete running out to the left. He's looking for anybody he can find. Everybody is an eligible receiver and a hot receiver. He finds Richard Johnson, but boy, that's just a...
He's on top.
Tough to tackle these little short guys out in the open field, but he did a whale of a job there.
They're quick. Delton Hall at the right corner, replacing the injured Rod Woodson, who's got the back problem. There's a throw and a catch to Robert Clark, ahead to the 32-yard line. And that'll be good for a first down for the Lions.
The pressure that you put on the defense is that everybody is flying downfield. You see Robert Clark just break it outside. You got to make sure that they don't get through the back end, so you give them a lot of room underneath. And Rodney Peete says, I'll take that room underneath, and we'll just move this baby on down for a first down. You don't have to always go deep, but every single play you got somebody running deep.
Well, he ran just where he had to go for the first down. That was an 11-yard gain. Lions leading 3-0, 4:40 to play, first quarter. Lions with a 1st and 10 at their 32. Steelers are really keying in on Barry Sanders, who's yet to break the big run. This guy last year at Oklahoma State rushed for over 2,600 yards in a single season and scored 38 touchdowns.
It's very obvious that they're so much aware of Barry Sanders in an offense. And what it does to have a running back like that in the offense is those linebackers got to stay close to make sure that he doesn't run the ball. And that enables those outside wide receivers to run patterns with nobody underneath them.
Greg Lloyd making the tackle on the last play. 95 down as a down lineman now to the right-hand side of the Steeler line. He had 2 sacks last week. Here's a throw. Woo, it's overthrown. Robert Clark was open, and Steeler Delton Hall couldn't make the play on the ball. It was nearest to Hall, very nearly a major turnover early in this game.
Watch Rodney Peete looking for Robert Clark coming across the middle. He's wide open. This ball is just a little bit high. Oh, maybe it's a lot high. If he would have been 6, if he'd have been 5'10", he'd have had it. But at 5'7" or 8, that ball is a little high.
Need that ladder.
That's right.
Richard Johnson, and one of the inside receivers is 5'6". Mobley, who plays a lot on the other side, is 5'7". Jason Phillips, 5'7". Troy Johnson is the tall guy. He's 6 feet. Now, a third down throw, but Rodney Peete on the run gets it away and makes the connection for a first down. Out to the 46-yard line. Dwayne Woodruff makes the hit on Walter Stanley, but Peete again with that excellent mobility buys time with the scramble. Looked like he was going to be sacked, and he makes the connection. Now Now they're ruling it incomplete.
Walter Stanley, this ball gets right through his hands.
Yeah, off his hands.
Runs an in pattern, then he sees people inside and takes it offside. Now,
and lost it.
You got to make those catches. The worst thing that can happen to this running.
Inside the 45 to the 43 of Denver, and he was brought down by the punter Mike Horan.
Of the Steelers, and that one by Stanley of the Lions, and now Detroit has to punt. Jim Arnold hits another long spiral downfield to Lewis Lips to the 20, and the coverage is there by the Lions. Very strong special team play by Detroit. Frank Gans, the former Kansas City coach, is the special teams coach of this Lion team.
You won't see the blocking there, but you won't see the offensive man coming downfield. Now the cube, when he gets there, take a look at the hole. There are no white shirts. It's easy to run, except for the punter. He lets the punter make the tackle.
1st and 10 at the Denver 43 for the Browns, and they already lead by 7 with Manoah going in motion. Kosar with time. He hits his tight end, Ozzie Newsome, inside the 40, down to the 38-yard line. Next Sunday, join NBC Sports for week number 5 of the NFL season, beginning at 12:30 Eastern with Bob Costas, O.J. Simpson, and NFL Live. And then our exciting regional action. You'll be able to see the Browns in Miami against the Dolphins, Buffalo, Indianapolis, Houston at New England, Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. A lot of great matchups, and then it'll be San Diego and Denver later in the afternoon, with Kansas City taking on Seattle. So check the local listings for the game and the time in your area. Down to the 38-yard line. For 2nd and 5 for Cleveland. Inside give to Jones. He's got the first down. Stacked up, but he's already got the first down to the 32-yard line, near the 30.
I like what the Cleveland Browns are doing. The longest pass to
Kansas City get on the scoreboard, but they're doing exactly what Coach Tottenham would like them to do. They're keeping the ball away from that dangerous Bengal offense, as well as advancing it toward the goal line.
Is in doubt, although it is probable he will come back. Right now, Caruth and Saxon. This is James Saxon. Saxon hit and dropped at the 25-yard line. He got a yard.
Look at the Silverdome, where they're welcoming Superman in the Lions backfield. Barry Sanders, their rookie runner, who's been shut down so far today by the Steeler D. But the Lions lead the game 3-0. Last week against the Vikings, the Steelers really set the tone early. They went 81 yards in a 9-play drive to open the game and score, and they were never headed after that. The Vikings did have them tied at times. Now Brister, who's been throwing the ball with excellent accuracy, but has not been beneficiary of the catches his players should be making. Goes to the run, to the reverse, and here's Lewis Lips as Brister leads the blocking. Lewis Lips is across the 40 and out to the 44-yard line. So Chuck Noll's team goes to the bag of tricks, and it works for 20 yards, Ahmad.
They give him the old double reverse, but watch number 42, Warren Williams. His will be the block that'll set Lewis Lips loose. Here he comes right there. Springs him loose, and the rest is up to Lewis Lips. See number 43, Jerry Holmes, in the old back pedal there.
Give you that Lewis Lips, you get him an open track, he will find the end zone. So Warren Williams, who's had some problems catching the ball, makes a big block to spring Lewis Lips. First down, Steelers. Williams, good blocks, and a good run by Warren Williams, who's ahead for a gain of 10 yards on a first down carry. Chris Spielman on the stop, number 54 for the Lions. Second-year All-American at Ohio State 2 years ago. Lions lead here, Matt, 3-0.
Warren Williams seems to be settling down, getting into the game. That was an excellent run right there. I think maybe he was just a little bit in awe when he started, because he just didn't seem calm. He couldn't settle down. But in the last couple plays, I think he's gotten right into the flow.
Yeah, he's right in there now. We've not seen Worley. If you joined us late, Tim Worley of the Steelers is troubled by turf toe. He's dressed but has not played. Merrill Hodge trying a counter is knocked down by a very good nose tackle for the Lions, number 93, Jerry Ball, a 295-pounder from SMU.
They say Jerry Ball is their best defensive player. So take a look there at Tom Moore. I'm sure that he's designed a lot of plays to stay away from Jerry Williams. Jerry Ball. They say every time, every snap, he's either double teamed, triple teamed, or held.
Lions' lack of a pass rush has been a major problem. They have only 1 sack in their first 3 games. Brister eludes it nicely now and takes it himself. Spielman comes in on him. Brister looks up waiting for a flag. He didn't get one. You declare yourself down when you slide feet first. Brister gets up with a slight limp.
Now, this is what it means being quick off the ball. Watch Jerry Ball, number 93. He just drives his arm right through the left side of Dermontti Johnson and gets that penetration. I always wonder how much fun it is to play an entire football game, never get to touch the ball, just beat up on people in front of you. But obviously, these guys have a lot of fun doing that.
Let's see what they go to now. Dawson down over the ball, the center for the Steelers, ready to put the shotgun snap back to Brister on a 3rd down and 5 play. 1:13 to play in the first quarter. Blitz. Bruce McNorton comes on a cornerback blitz. He was uncovered and gets a clean shot, and Brister had to go down. So the Steelers come up way short, lose big yardage on 3rd and long, and now their punter's back out Newsome.
They were looking for some sacks coming into this game, and all of a sudden off that right side, Bruce McNorton comes free, gets the big play, and this is something they haven't had any big plays. This is a defensive huge play.
Was it?
That's the best kind of pass defense you can have. When you sack the quarterback, they lose 12 yards and force the punt.
Yeah, Newsome's on the field. As again back deep is Mel Gray for the Lions. Clock running, 38 seconds to play first quarter. Knuckleball punt downfield. Lions lead the game 3-0, and the Steelers let it roll. And down the ball at the 10-yard line. Whitestone down to cover it, and he downs the ball. We got some guys starting up after the play. Lion fans like this. And here goes the markers in the air, and a couple of people are going to leave for the afternoon, I would think.
That brings a little bit of a roar to this crowd.
In hockey, they put you in a penalty box for 2 minutes. In the NFL, they throw you out of the game and hit you with a heavy fine. That's why there isn't fighting in the NFL.
And Bud Grant used to always tell us that all that old stuff is just like roughing in hockey. You can't hurt anybody. All you can do is break your hand if you want to try to beat somebody up.
Right.
You want to box, be a boxer.
Offsetting personal fouls, 1 on each team. Offset.
We were waiting for an announcement. Caston is on the sideline. I think he's done for the day. I think they both are.
There's a lot. Look at that roughing. That roughing. You know, some guys are all smart. Nobody's taking a helmet off.
A.J. Jenkins was the Steeler who was mixed up in that. And he's on the sideline. Peak throws on first down. He overshoots his little receiver, Stacy Mobley. First-year player out of when it's standing still. One thing when we watched these guys practice yesterday, Ahmad, it's quite apparent they might be short, but they sure look like athletes. I mean, they're all like 180, even though they're 5'7", 190.
Certainly, the measure of a man is not his height. These fellas here can play, and that's all they are. They are sure.
And I'm sure that's why we didn't see interference. Once the ball is touched, no interference.
With leaping ability.
All those good things. Average height just 5'8". On 1st and 10, Rod Pete throws again. And it's incomplete at the 11-yard line. He was again looking at Stacy Mobley on a quick out. Carnell Lake, the rookie strong safety from UCLA, who knows Rodney Pete so well. They went against each other every year for 4 years in that arch rivalry in Los Angeles, Southern California. On the play was Carnell Lake.
Carnell also knows how dangerous this man can be. Carnell Lake, being a rookie, says, I know I'm going to get picked on, and I welcome the opportunity.
Just 21 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Lions with the ball. 3rd down and 10 coming up. Detroit leads the game 3-0. Downfield throw to Mobley. What a play by the Lions. If at first you don't succeed, he tries twice to Mobley, no good. Then he runs another pattern, and Pete is right on the money with a third down throw. Good for a first down out to the 31-yard line. 21-yard gain, Ahmad.
Wayne Fonts has told us all along about how poised this young man Rodney Peete is, and as you watch him play here, he really does have a lot of poise.
That's willing to stand behind its 800 service and guarantee that your calls get through. We have a new
Call that intentional grounding. Really, you know, even though that there was a receiver downfield, but he deliberately throws the ball into the stands, you're going to see the heat on Elway. This is to save a sack because the defense is there. They're ready to nail Elway. Look where he throws the ball. There's not a white shirt in anywhere.
It'll be a field goal try coming up for David Treadwell in his first year out of Clemson. He has been perfect so far this season. 8 minutes and 59 seconds left in the first half of play. Denver looking for their first points of the day. Interesting call, though. Third and less than a yard, third and inches. And Elway throwing the ball in the play action fake.
But in this situation, and you're going against a darn good defensive football team, Joe, you've got to put some points on the board. And I like the call.
After the way we saw Bobby Humphrey, though, get up in the air on that great vertical leap just a little bit earlier, you'd have to think, Paul, that he could get up on top and go behind his center for a few inches.
All right, that's true. But when he did that vertical leap, and you and I know that, you know, at the 7-yard line, you're not trying to get a touchdown. He was trying to get a first down. Now, it was second down and about 3 yards. He only picked up about 1.5 yards. So he didn't get as much as he thought he was going to get, and they're not going to take a chance. I like the call. I like to take the points.
Taylor.
In a classic. They'll got to try to get the points in the way of a 22-yard field goal by David Treadwell. 7 of 7 in the field goal department over the first 3 games. They'll call it a 21-yard attempt officially. It'll be out of the hold of Gary Kubiak. And Treadwell drills it through the uprights. So Denver finally putting some points up with 8 minutes and 54 seconds left in the first half. They now trail by 4.
Now watch this touch. Just over the defense, right into the arms of Stacy Mobley. An excellent play by everybody.
Really was. Great touch pass by Pete, and that gives the Lions a first down. Jim Johnson very quick enough to get back in time. No flag as Barry Sanders runs it up the middle for Detroit. Now a penalty marker comes in after the play. David Little, number 50, made the stop on rookie Barry Sanders of the Lions. Opening play of the second quarter. Lions lead the game 3-0 on Eddie Murray's 37-yard field goal.
Let me warn everybody watching this game.
Holding, 10 yards, first down.
Don't anybody get up and leave the room while Barry Sanders is in that backfield. He hasn't done anything yet, but when he does it in a hurry. You see Sanders, just sort of a counter step, a little counter draw. Sanders gets by the line of scrimmage. He's got that great body lean that all great runners do. But remember my warning, don't leave, because he's going to do something to bring you to your feet before this game's over.
He will take it to the barn on a moment's notice. Barry Sanders, 5'8", 205 pounds. Dave Levy, the running backs coach for the Lions, said he was at USC for years and years with all those great tailbacks. Said he's never seen a play with the balance of Barry Sanders. Sanders tries to cut back again, this time on a first down.
He surprised the champ early with a vicious left hook in the second round. The champion, down the stretch, he found his range, landing blinding combinations. The difference was slight. The decision was debatable. Tony Lopez battles John Molina. The rematch, live on NBC Sports World.
Place kicker David Treadwell giving Denver their first points of the afternoon.
He has
best job in the NFL, Joe.
Right. I said he has balance like Walter Payton. He said better. I said strong like Walter Payton. He said better. I said fast like Walter Payton. He said faster.
Pretty good recommendation from a 7-time All-Pro, Charlie Sanders. Here's a throw, and the Steelers are unable to intercept again. Delton Hall again with a direct play on the ball. His own man, Carnell Lake, coming in front of him, might have thrown him off. Rodney Peete so far, Ahmad, has put the ball up 14 times.
And he's completed 6 of them for 56 yards. And he's had 3 or 4 drops. I'd have to say that was the worst ball he's thrown all day. But he's the type of quarterback that it doesn't bother him. You know, we get another chance at it. That's what this offense is all about. You just keep chipping away. Incompletions, they don't bother you. You just come back and keep throwing the ball. They got that 3rd down conversions. They're in a 3rd down situation all the time with that offense.
3rd down and 19. It really is. It's a 3rd down offense as Rodney Peete steps in. They give him time. Lets it go long. He's got an open man. And it goes right through the arms of Robert Clark. Rodney Peete with a 60-yard throw. Laser accuracy, but Robert Clark gets a standing chorus of boos. What a throw.
Now, they talked about my man Rodney Peete's arms that he couldn't throw. This is one of the prettiest throws that I've seen in a long time, and it is perfect, right on the money. But I must say, I've played here in this building, and you can lose the ball in that ceiling. That ball that comes right over the top of your head, you're looking back into the ceiling, and a lot of times you just lose it, and I'm sure that's what happened to Clark.
This is his home yard, though. He's seen a few of those. That would have gone all the way. Clark did have the defense beaten soundly. Now Jim Arnold into punt again. He's averaging over 50 yards a punt on his first 2. It's another penalty marker down. Delay of game call.
Back into coverage. That's Dennis Smith, who's up on the line of scrimmage, and he backs out, and the linebacker, as soon as they read pass, they're out of there. Of course, Kosar hits the one man as covered man.
Brian Brennan.
Lewis Lipp. Into the first now for Detroit to get for the Steelers again at his 40. Arnold hits another tremendous punt. Driving Lips back. He lets it go. Look at this roll. This is going to go all the way down to the 21-yard line. So the Lions get the big punt. That was a 62-yarder by Jim Arnold, and Steelers have the long field to go again.
You've got to pull Fike and Rison. And when you pull those two guys, they're both hurting, they're both limping, and it's hard for them to get to the hole. You're going to have to run your sweeps to the right-hand side and not the left.
Metcalf splits out as one of the wide receivers. Manoa, the lone one in the backfield on 2nd and 10 from the Cleveland 42. Kosar with time. It's complete to Ozzie Newsome.
If you like to be seen in...
All right, Joel, moments ago, Boomer Esiason threw a 40-yard touchdown pass to Tim McGee. Why is Esiason in the game when we told you he wouldn't start? Well, he didn't start, but his substitute, Turk Schonert, injured an ankle when tackled on this play. Esiason, on a gimpy ankle of his own, had to come in. They trail 10-7 to the Chiefs at Arrowhead. Joel?
All right, Bob, thank you. So not the ultimate situation for Sam Wyche as he had to rush Boomer Esiason back to work in a hurry.
What a hole this is to run through. There's not much there, it doesn't seem to be, but it's Highsmith who finds a little crack and gets up for enough yardage to put the Oilers in good space and through situation.
You got 6 yards. Well, that's nice to be getting 6 yards on first down. That's where you want to be. It is 2nd down at 4 at the Miami 12-yard line. No touchdown so far in this game. A field goal and a safety have the Oilers on top 5-0. Highsmith and White again in the backfield. Lorenzo White to the middle, to the 5, maybe the 4 yard.
He found his range, landing blinding combination.
Gets him up top. Hugh Green is down on the bottom. And that time they ran left and right across the middle.
The overpowering Houston offensive line, one of the best in football. Take a look at it. That's a block by 63, Munchak and Pennis, and 52 in the middle. They're moving them back out of the middle. Remember we said earlier, John Offerdahl not in camp.
But, you know, it's one of those things that do happen. You just got to get over it, and you got to go over and tell Rodney Peete to throw you another one. You can't get, can't get depressed with that. You got to just come back. Hey, we're all over the place here, Don.
Up on the matrix scoreboard, and right now the Steelers look to get their offense cracking. 1st down and 10 from the 21. Second quarter, Detroit leads at 3-0. Williams running hard, but so is the Lion defense. Nice play by Spielman, who shot the gap.
Dave Aarons is over there, and Jarvis Williams. Lorenzo White.
Morgan. Get Fiegels to kick. Good kick. Fiegels had to rush that one. Tucker at the 15.
City with a first down.
Take a look and find out where Highsmith is. That's usually the side they run to.
Highsmith takes it at the 5. Touchdown!
Hard after the pass. Now let's go. Bob Costas.
Don, speaking of quarterback injuries, we told you on the pregame show Boomer Esiason wouldn't go today, and in fact, he didn't start, but he's in now, just threw a touchdown pass to Tim McGee, in because his own replacement, Turk Schonert, injured his ankle very early in the first quarter when tackled on this play. So on a gimpy ankle of his own, Esiason's back in for Schonert at Arrowhead. The Bengals trail the Chiefs 10-7 in the second.
12 minutes and 3 seconds left to go in the first half here at Detroit. Lions home in Pontiac, Michigan. Big play goes downfield, and the Steelers now have it first down. Brister's okay, and the Lions stop the run of Warren Williams at the 40-yard line. Gain of 2.
Easier shot of Bubby Brister. Once he gets rid of this ball, watch him afterwards. And this, if you want to be a quarterback, you got to be able to take these licks. The linebacker doesn't know that the ball is gone, so he has to play right to the end.
Brister was yelling at one of the offensive players. Somebody missed picking up a blitz. 2nd down and 7 comes up now for Brister and the Steelers. Two-back offense. Derek Hill is wide left. Lewis Lips at the top of your screen. Blitz comes. Steelers pick it up, and now they can't hold it off as the Lions get a sack. Eric Williams makes the play. The Lions' 2nd sack of the season. That's all, but it was a big one. Brister goes down way back at his 31-yard line.
Brister felt that pressure coming on. He was trying to look for Lewis Lips up top. Watch him try to find Lips. Lips is on a fly pattern, but there is no time to get rid of this ball. But you see Eric Williams, Washington State, comes in and makes that tackle. And this is what they were looking for, the Detroit Lions.
Woody Widenhofer, man with 4 Super Bowl rings from his coaching days with the Steelers, the defensive coordinator for the Lions, says this is the only week he won't root for Chuck Noll. Very fond of Chuck Noll as coach with the Steelers. Here's a throw and a catch up the middle. Taking the ball nicely is Rodney Carter, and he's ahead to the 44-yard line. 3rd down play. They needed 16. They got about 12, so 4th down arises again for Pittsburgh.
Widenhofer said that maybe the defense was getting paralyzed by trying to think too much analysts, and they were getting paralyzed by it. So he's going to come in with a defense that was very easy and let everybody just do what they do best, just sick the quarterback. And it appears to be working so far in the game today.
Lions defense has improved tremendously today. Newsom the punter, Mel Gray the return man for Detroit with 9:50 to go in the first half. It's still 3-0 Detroit. Newsom gets it away, and it gets a tremendous roll down inside the 5-yard line. Penalty marker down also. Back of the line of scrimmage.
Mel Gray having a tough time trying to field that ball.
What happens a lot of those, as you know, Ahmad, when the snap is bobbled, the coverage men get downfield before it's kicked. And they're bringing it back now. There's probably an illegal man downfield.
Frank Gans is special teams coach there on the sideline.
Penalty, 4th down.
Probably a little bit upset that they didn't get a block there. Anytime you get that long to punt the ball, you got to get somebody in there to block the ball. And I'm sure that's what they're talking about now. Somebody should have tried to block that ball if it took them that long to punt it.
Whenever I see Ben Dritham out, I always think of his famous call about a year ago in a Jets game. Personal foul, giving him the business. Marty Long gave somebody the business at the bottom of the pile.
That's right. Well, it was clear to understand.
And now Newsom is back at his 23-yard line to try again. Mel Gray back at his 16 for Detroit. Lions haven't had a playoff team since '83 when they won the division under Monty Clark. Haven't had a winning season since. High hit on the punt downfield. Mel Gray signals fair catch. The ball hops out of bounds at the 25-yard line. So the Lions with a 3-0 lead send their offense back. Start this drive 1st and 10 from their 24. Quick out. Taken by Stanley out to the 32-yard line. Dwayne Woodruff, the veteran Steeler, a 10-year veteran, makes the play, but good timing on the throw by Rodney Peete.
And Walter Stanley is a veteran receiver, played at Green Bay, and he's adjusting to this run and shoot style offense better than all the other receivers that they have. That's where they're trying to get the ball to him as much as possible. He's a flyer. Anytime you got that kind of speed, the defensive back has to lay off on you, and what you do is you throw the ball underneath him, just like Rodney Peete did that time.
Rodney's been on target often. Had one long one drop that would have gone for 6. Here's a throw downfield. Too much on that, though, and good coverage by Dwayne Woodruff as again they go to the out pattern. And again, Walter Stanley, a former Green Bay Packer, was the intended receiver. Last time the Lions played here in the Silverdome was on Thanksgiving Day in 1983. The last time the Steelers played the Lions here in the Silverdome, and that day the Steelers were the Thanksgiving turkeys. They were beaten 45-3.
You know, the Lions have a way of doing that to anybody. I don't care who you can win the Super Bowl. You come in here on Thanksgiving, boy, I'm telling you, they serve people up here on Thanksgiving.
They do.
I got served up here on Thanksgiving.
You played your last game here.
I certainly did.
3rd down and 3 coming up for Detroit. Timing throw, nicely done. 1st down Lions as they get it out to their 40-yard line. Robert Clark, who had the problem with the long ball, this time makes the play.
You want to get the ball to Robert Clark now because he wants so badly to make up for that ball that he dropped. I guarantee you this is the guy you want to go to. This is just a quick little out ball. Most receivers would catch this ball, take the tackle, and fall down. But Robert Clark goes, man, I need a touchdown. I gave one away a minute ago. If I can break me another tackle, I might be able to go the distance.
They're small, but they can catch. We were in Wayne Font's office yesterday. He said, I got to be careful what I say. They might be walking around underneath my desk. Smurfs. Here's Rodney Peete. Another throw downfield. What a throw. Richard Johnson makes the play. Richard Johnson takes the ball across midfield and down to the 43-yard line of the Steelers. Carnell Lake was defending, but again, Rodney Peete, the rookie, was right on target with a 1st down throw.
17-yard catch. Watch Rodney Peete work. Now this, I mean, rookies don't have this much poise. He throws this ball right by Carnell Lake. Richard Johnson told me yesterday, he said, you know, I'm not greedy, but if you don't give the ball to Barry Sanders, then I expect it to come to me next. Either give it to Sanders or give it to me.
He caught a lot of passes from Jim Kelly. Kelly is really hot today. We just got to report him out. He's 6 for 6 for 120 yards against the Patriots as Buffalo leads 14-3 in the 2nd quarter.
And Kelly loves this run and shoot offense. If you talk to him, sit him down, that's all he talks about is the run and shoot.
Well, the defensive coordinator for the Steelers, Rod Russ, said it's not sandlot football. It's a well-conceived offense and very difficult to defend. It's really a basic third, as you said, a 3rd down offense.
3rd down offense. And it appeared to me that he was in.
But as the 2 men were moving at the same time, that's a late flag. The guy kept going in motion, didn't stop. The backfield guy moved, stopped. But there was 2 guys in motion, so that's a 5-yard penalty. And it's take it back.
Ben, would you please repeat that? That's easy for him to say.
Oh, gosh. Look at Wayne
Wayne's saying, huh?
That's what I was saying, huh? Now, don't expect me to explain that because I don't have a clue.
Somebody was in motion and kept going. I remember that.
Yeah, but you don't know which guy. And then the other guy went over there. And then the 2 guys went at the same time. And then they give him the 5 yards. And now it's a 1st down.
Look at these guys.
Well, I'd like to hear this conversation. It took him a long time to figure out what the penalty was.
You'll have Wayne so confused you'll think he's back in Tampa Bay.
Hey, forget about me, blockers. Just let me run around out here and try and tackle some people.
Scales had a big season, 2nd in the AFC in sacks with 4.5 coming into this game. And don't forget, we'll be picking a Budweiser MVP in this game. And that'll come up at the conclusion of the contest. 3rd and goal from the 5. Jaworski. Complete. Touchdown, Kansas City. Rob Thomas, the rookie.
There was,
First professional touchdown as Jaworski delivers and celebrates.
broke down. But
can't help feel good for Ron Jaworski. I know he's having a great time out there. Your folks back in Cincinnati aren't very happy right now, but you don't have to worry about these Bengals. They're going to come back.
Rob Thomas with his first professional touchdown, and Lowry tries to put on another extra point. There's a flag down. One of the Bengals jumped offside and maybe made
time, which is okay in the Canadian Football League, but not here. So it brings up 1st and 15. Rodney Peete steps into the pocket, lets a long ball go. The man is open, and the catch is made down to the 20-yard line. Robert Clark, who dropped the long ball earlier, and you mentioned it, Ahmad. You said they'll go back to him. And they went back to him this time for a 56-yard gain.
You don't give up on a guy like that, because it was just a fluke, the ball he dropped. But you watch Rodney Peete put this ball right on the money. He rolls out to his right, stops, and fires a strike right here to Robert Clark. Right on the nose. Now, you don't drop 2 of those in a game. You get them out of your system early on.
Delton Hall was covering, or attempting to. He's in for injured Rod Woodson, who's not played today. Troubled by a back spasm. Now Peete is swept under at the 23-yard line. Keith Willis coming hard, and both sides start up after the ball again. Gerald Williams and Keith Willis came in to combine on the sack of Rodney Peete on the first down play.
I tell you, Keith Willis prevented a touchdown right there, because Rodney Peete is looking for Robert Clark coming across the middle, and nobody is around him. He's just trying to get the ball to him. He doesn't have time. If he could have just stepped to his right a little bit, he had a wide open Robert Clark coming right across the end zone.
I sure hope they work on Pete's arm strength.
Or his accuracy. He's done everything but catch the ball today.
Pitching at 50 or 60, he's as sharp as you get. Another out pattern, another strike by Peete inside the 20 and down to the 17-yard line.
To bring you all the scores and highlights on NFL Live. Well, the Chiefs wanted to control the ball. Rob Thomas ready to line up on special teams coverage on the kickoff.
Just another, because you got that speed on the outside. You see Walter Stanley just run a little stop pattern, tries to duck up underneath the tackle. You got to be real careful.
We're only 50 seconds away from halftime, and at halftime we'll join Bob Costas and O.J. Simpson.
The Roar is back for the moment. The Roar was certainly here in the Silverdome on that 56-yard completion. Bob Galliano warming up. He's been starting in the absence of injured Rodney Peete, who suffered a strained knee in the final preseason game, and Rodney appears all right. Timing pattern into the end zone, and the penalty marker comes out. Robert Clark was interfered with by Delton Hall, who's having problems covering.
You have got, as a defender, you have got to make a play for the ball. You cannot just cover the man. Delton Hall had excellent position, but he never turned back to look at the ball. Once again, Rodney Peete pumps one time, then just floats it up there. Now watch Delton Hall, number 35. He never looks back at the ball. He's just actually trying to prevent the receiver.
Right out of bounds.
Yeah, trying to prevent the official having a little trouble finding his hanky.
35.
Denver was trying to bring on some extra people in the secondary.
They've really been attacking Delton Hall. The Steelers, one of their co-MVPs of a season ago, Rod Woodson, suffered a back strain in the warm-ups today. He was troubled in the workout yesterday. You could see that something was bothering him, and he's trying to field punts and return them. And today when he warmed up, it really went at him, and he's not going to play apparently.
And that's a big loss, because he is a premier cornerback in the National Football League.
And the Lions are going after it time after time. And Widenhofer giving some offensive input to the Lions in addition to the defense. He knows they're weak when Woodson is out. To the run they go, and Sanders is knocked down at the 1. That's his 5th carry. He's gained only 2 yards. The Steelers say they've got the ball, and they do. So the Steeler D gives up a big play, then the Steeler D takes the ball back. Hardy Nickerson being congratulated. We'll see who gets off the bottom of the pile with the ball.
Out of the running back.
Talked about defenses that bend and don't break. Here he sees the Pittsburgh Steelers do it. Just gets a ball, gets a hand on that ball and knocks it down. Watch Rodney Peete hands the ball off to Sanders. Sanders trying to get a little bit of extra yardage.
Tim Johnson and Hardy Nickerson knocked it free and looked like Hardy Nickerson. A linebacker from California got it. Carnell Lake, 37, also on the play. So the Steelers stop what looked to be a sure scoring opportunity for Detroit.
They were certainly looking right down the barrel of that run and shoot, but they dodged a bullet that time.
Lions still lead 3-0. 6:50 to play. First half. Brister out pattern makes the connection to Lewis, Lips to the 9.
One timeout remaining.
Are unable to defend on the quick out as Tim Worley he's in the backfield for the Steelers. Worley's in for the first time. Steelers get out of jail for the moment with that pass completion.
Give him a little room to move. It's hard to run, to hand that ball out deep to that I-back when you're operating out of your own end zone. Now they got a little room. They can breathe and stretch out a little bit now.
Second down and 3. Lions lead 3-0. Merrill Hodge, no place.
Alfonso Carricker is going to come in number 92 and put the heat on Kosar. And if Kosar had looked to the right-hand side, Barry Redden was wide open, and all he had to do was dump the ball to him. They still have 15 seconds. Now, there's 2 plays.
All they talked about here in Detroit all week is that their defense needs to help them. Their defense needs to get the ball back for the offense. They have an excellent opportunity right now.
I would throw it to the back coming out of the backfield just to get you a little bit more room.
3 wide receivers this time. Quick count. It goes to the running back Redden.
Into quarterback Galliano. Now on third down and a short 3. The handoff goes and Carter runs the ball, and did he get there? It looks like he may not have. Penalty markers also down. They go to a slant draw to Rodney Carter, and a legal motion is signaled against the Steelers. So the Lions for the measurement.
7-yard attempt.
Heard so many flags and whistles going off. I thought
False
I was in a
start on
parade.
number 62 of the offense. 5 yards.
Jarvis Williams on his way out for the Dolphins. Well, you notice Houston going for that football, trying to rip it out, and Williams carries out close to the 25-yard line. 27 seconds left to go here in the first half. Bob Costas, O.J. Simpson, and highlights scores at halftime, plus the Insiders Extra. Bobby Beathard and
Brister could be throwing from his end zone as he sets in the shotgun at the goal line. Lions will be sending a lot of people to try to nail him. Maximum protection. 2 backs held in to block. Brister looks, he throws, he makes a connection to Derek Hill. It's a first down for the Steelers out to the 23-yard line.
Michael Kofer just leveled Bubby Brister just the moment he let that ball go. And I mean, he's taking a beating. Just as soon as he let the ball go. Watch Brister. He's looking on the right side. Number 55, Michael Kofer, is blocked. He gets up and just pounds him in the ground. You can't have a quarterback taking hits like that all day, and Brister has taken too many of those already today.
And Brister was blasting the referee. The #1 assignment of a National Football League referee, they don't talk about it, but the #1 assignment isn't to oversee the game. That's second. The #1 assignment of a National Football League referee is to protect the quarterback. The league office will tell you that. That's what they go into a game as their #1 objective. But you can't protect him if he's live and the pass rush gets to him. And there's timeout on the field.
here late in the half.
They've decided to not go in and regroup. They want to get some points out of this if they can at all. But again, the Dolphin offense has been stymied completely. Marino not throwing the ball extremely well today.
Well defined.
Batted down, early in the game. One of them ends up as an interception. Could that flirt a little bit with him?
Well, not really. I mean, he's a pro. He's been around. I've never seen Dan Marino in a huddle or out of it get flustered by anything. He's one of those real strong-willed people. and I don't think that would have affected his game at all.
All right, we're all set to go now for the Baseball League Championship Series. Join NBC Sports for the drama and excitement of all of that. Starting Tuesday night, Game 1 of the American League playoffs. The Toronto Blue Jays go out west to take on the Oakland A's for a battle for the pennant. Game number 1 of the American League Championship Series Tuesday night on NBC. The National League starts on Wednesday. The Cubs and Giants. And it's all right here on NBC. 3rd down and 1, 16.
While
Jensen did not get enough for that first down. Moreno with a lot of time. Fires, and it is caught. 10 seconds left to go in the half. Dishman on the coverage there as Mark Duper makes the catch. 9 seconds now showing on the clock. They have the first down. And Miami has used it up.
The Dolphins have 1 timeout remaining. If they have any chance of scoring as we go into the halftime, they've got to save that 1 timeout to try to get the field goal team on the field to try and kick a field goal. Or
Had you forgotten?
a Hail Mary pass down the sideline. You remember a week ago, they did that and were successful with the
Again, 4:38 to play in the first half. Steelers are down 3-0 with first down and 10 coming from Bobby. Made the connection for the first down. Reverse. Lewis Lips. Swept under in the backfield. Gary Ball, the nose tackle. Kevin Brooks, the right end. Both were there to make the play. Worked well earlier. Remember that Brister ran off a 20-yard end around in a reverse. This
You never want to run this play twice. That's one of them plays that when they call it in the huddle and you're the receiver, you say, oh, my gosh, because you can't trick a guy. You can't trick him 2 times.
As we look at the scoreboard, Jim Kelly has now completed 9 of 10 passes for Buffalo for almost 200 yards. Ron Jaworski playing very well for Kansas City as they have a big lead over the Bengals. 2nd and 15 now for Bubby Brister and the Steelers. Pump fake. Good throw. Great catch. Absolute excellence by the Pittsburgh Steelers as Brister froze the defenders with the pump fake, and then Lewis Lips. What a player.
Don, that is the toughest catch a receiver will ever have to make, because you feel that little quiet zone. You get by the first guy. It's a zone the first cornerback lets you go by. Now, when you get in that zone, you got to set down. The quarterback leads him a little bit. Now, you know you're going to get hit. The trick is, if you're going to get hit, you might as well catch the ball, but very few people can do it like Lewis Lips.
That is really phenomenal.
That's great concentration.
And that gives first down to the Steelers as they have the ball out to their 42. A draw play. Merrill Hodge with no place to go. Lions doing a good job, Jim.
And that was a design.
Last week, the Bears had 17 plays of 11 yards or more.
The last 2 times he played against this team, he threw for less than 50%, and he was intercepted 5 times. In the day, he's just 2 for 6, and he's been sacked 3 times. And I don't think things are going to get easier for Elway today.
Well, let's take a look at some of the highlights from that game. On the pregame show, Mike Leonard was talking about how the Browns keep their uniforms, the home whites, nice and clean. Well, here they are wearing dark brown jerseys for the first time at home since the 1983 season. This is early in the first quarter, and some good news for the Browns as the ball is stripped from John Elway by Michael Dean Perry. Cleveland recovers, and shortly after that, this 9-yard connection, Webster Slaughter.
Because you can't throw the ball deep because you got everybody staying deep. So you got to get a quarterback that all of a sudden throws up underneath. And you see Brister finding Rodney Carter showing a lot of patience. What you try to do is you trick one.
17-14, big story here. Boomer Esiason doesn't start, sprained ankle. Turk Schonert sacked, almost immediately goes out with a sprained ankle of his own. Esiason pressed into service. He has thrown a 40-yard touchdown pass to Tim McGee. Ron Jaworski is the starting quarterback.
Completions.
Looking for a 9th. Eluding the rush. Lets it go long. He's got Lewis Lips in the end zone, and Lips goes up and makes the play. One of the greatest catches I've seen in all the years I've broadcast the NFL. A 48-yard touchdown pass play. One of the most extraordinary plays by a receiver I've seen. Throw was right there, but Lips had to work absolute mastery between 2 defenders to come up with it.
His adjustment on that ball was just beautiful. He was covered. but it's just like a center fielder that knows how to play the ball. Here you see Bubby Brister finding time, letting Lewis Lips run deep. Now he throws it out there. Now the ball, watch Lewis Lips. He's covered right here. His last 3 steps, he goes right to the ball. Right to the
and
ball.
And gets his feet in.
Gets his feet in also. He told me yesterday, he said, you know, I've been doing too much blocking. They got to throw me the ball a lot more.
Now they're questioning whether his feet were in, Ahmad, as the Steelers wait to find out.
Once again, you see Lewis catch the ball. There's 1 foot in.
I think that other one.
I don't know if that other one came down in bounds. His body was certainly in bounds. He actually came in with 1 foot to touch twice in bounds. The right foot's in
there,
now, and then it's in again.
Yep.
So does that count if you put the right foot down twice?
See, he had the 1 foot in when the ball touched his hands, and he caught it. He seems quite certain. We're going to keep watching. Good looks. Good.
Lewis Lips, right foot down, right foot down again. The left foot did not come down, but he bounced twice in bounds before he was out of bounds.
Terrific second look.
28 yards. Jim Kelly is
the producer of NBC Sports is Terry O'Neill. Our producer today is Terry Ewert. Our director, Ted Nathanson. As we have 2:15 to play in the first half, and depending on the outcome of review of this play, the Steelers might take the lead.
Right foot down twice.
Left foot not down. I tell you, that is really some play.
Lewis Lips goes to the ball better than any receiver that I've ever seen, and that includes, if you want to talk about Jerry Rice, Lewis Lips in that same category. Once the ball is in the air, there's a lot of times that he appears to be covered, but as soon as he gets close, he just makes an aggressive move right at the ball.
Another look.
Right foot down once, right foot down twice, and his knee's a little bit out of bounds.
I tell you, they keep showing it back. It keeps looking the same. They can't change it. Coach Font said, "We get the biggest ovation of the day will come if they reverse the call."
Wayne Font said he's out that far. No way he was in that end zone.
Wayne, of course.
Seconds left, and 1 timeout remaining. His Chiefs with a 3-point lead.
Wayne doesn't need a microphone.
He's yelling at the wrong guy. He should be yelling.
Yard gain, another Kansas City first down. This one's
Chuck Noll saying no, he was in by that far. Here's one more look. You call it at home. Is he in or out? Call Don on the phone. Let him know what you think.
We might have to put up a 900 number before we decide this one.
900 Don Cricky. Well, we might as well take another look at that. And you're right, Don. Every time we look at it, it looks the same.
Yeah, they keep...
The catch is great.
He's got the ball.
There's 1 foot down, and then the right foot comes down again. That's a confusing look there. I can't tell.
Well, one of the main thrusts of the replay is when they don't overturn it is inconclusive evidence. It was signaled touchdown. Look at this guy. He didn't want to be here.
No, you think he's not nervous? He knows that camera's on him right now. Yes, we're looking at you, and what do you think?
He'd rather be in Philadelphia.
Chuck Noll, being the veteran it is, no, there's nothing he can do about it. He's just waiting for the call. If it's a touchdown, we'll take it. If it's not, we'll go back.
Looks like it's going to go. They'll say evidence is inconclusive, I think. What do I know, though? I'm sitting up here.
It was called on the field. Touchdown.
It's a touchdown for the Steelers. So they go 8 plays, 98 yards with 2 unbelievable receptions by Lewis Lips. Extra point is hit up and good by Anderson. And the Steelers take the lead for the first time with 2:15 to play in the first half.
Left on the clock.
This will take Boomer long, though, to get it downfield. They do have 2 timeouts remaining. Clock shows 35 seconds. Kansas City with a 3-point lead. Cincinnati with the ball after the first Chief turnover at its own 38. Esiason stands in there, delivers it short to Ball. Ball spins for a gain of about 6.
As Sunday number 4 is reviewed with the scores and the highlights.
He calls a timeout to stop it with 24 seconds left.
That's got hurt right off the bat. Boomer had to come back in for the Bengals.
Well, I think that you're always going to have injuries in a contact sport like football, but you still have to go back to 2 things. The artificial turf leads to more injuries, and steroids.
3. Rodney Peete's first start at quarterback for the Lions, and despite the low score for Detroit, Peete actually has been effective. He's had a certain touchdown pass dropped on him, then later he drove the Lions to the 1-yard line, and Barry Sanders fumbled there, and Pittsburgh recovered. Indianapolis playing the Jets at the Meadow.
Bengal defense, a little errant pass by...
until they shut it out.
Very briefly, you think it's possible?
Well, not every time, but at least 4 or 5 times we've seen already in the first half.
Anderson kicks off downfield, and Mel Gray takes it at the 3-yard line. 15 in, he's out to the 20. Mel Gray breaks into open field. Look out as he gets across the 35-yard line. Pounding the turf. One more step.
Injuries coming up now. Bruised pubic bone sounds particularly painful. Femoral condyle break, which is the bone, the femur, the big bone, the tip breaks off. Dick Steinberg told me that 2 players lost careers with those. Lynn Dawson and Pete Rock. It's going to get worse. I feel uncomfortable just hearing about it.
Runs a 9-2.
That's Bobby Beathard. He's Werner von Braun, and we're back with more NFL Live halftime activities in just a moment.
Oh, and Dwight Stone was the one that just got a hand on the back of his pants.
Rodney Peete throws the quick out again and is taken down. Stacy Mobley makes the play, and the 2-minute warning is going to be given now with the Pittsburgh. Rodney working with a cumbersome knee brace.
Yeah, he's wearing this brace that they say is light, but I mean it's a little heavy to me. But it hasn't affected his mobility.
Made of titanium steel, space-age steel.
Titanium steel. It's light enough for 2 people to hold it with 2 hands.
But he's doing all right with it, as it is now 2nd down and 2 for the Lions. Dump pass, and here goes Sanders in the open field. Barry Sanders is inside the Steeler 45-yard line and down to the 44. Wayne Woodruff tackled him on the play. Game clock down to 1:48 to play. First half. Bengals coming back somewhat against Kansas City. Houston laying waste to Miami at halftime. Tony Page now in the backfield, probably to pass block. For Rodney Peete on first down. Steelers lead 7-3. Peete dumps it off, and Tony Page drops the ball, looking to run before he had it. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
These are the things that kill the run and shoot. You must catch those little teeny passes to keep the continuity of the offense together. I mean, they don't care about running the ball for 2 or 3 yards, but if you can get the ball to one of those backs, you know, where he's wide open and he can run that baby, that's what you got to have. Too many drops for Rodney Peete so far this first half. You saw that brace that Rodney Peete is wearing. He's got a stronger leg than I do. I can barely hold it.
Rodney Peete with a throw and a strike. Richard Johnson loses the ball. This is a live ball if Delton Hall can find the handle. David Little comes running out to stop a potential fight between Tim Johnson and one of the Lion linemen. He doesn't want Johnson thrown out.
Once again, this will kill you. Here's a great throw by Peete. Johnson's got the ball right here. Carnell Lake reaches over and strips the ball from him. Delton Hall trying to get the handle on it and finally gets it just before he's knocked out of bounds.
He did finally get it. He was looking to go the distance, and if he got it on the first half, he would have been gone.
Last week, Detroit was looking for the defense to help him. Now the defense is looking for the offense to help him.
Now the Steelers set up in a quick strike offense. 2 wide receivers stacked to the lower right of your screen. Lips to the right as Derek Hill goes in motion. Fake the handoff, and here's Brister with a deep drop. Downfield throw. Open man is Derek Hill. Using the sideline nicely. He's out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. Steelers making some big plays on as this game wears on.
Excellent play there by Derek Hill. Just a crossing pattern. He started on the left-hand side of the field. Here you see Derek, number 82, coming across. He's wide open in that little spot in between the zone. When you're playing a zone, there are big gaping areas in that secondary if you can stretch everybody out. And at that point in time, Derek Hill found it. And Brister found Derek Hill.
And they only used 8 seconds. 1:26 to play in the half now. Steelers lead 7-3.
Now,
markers before the snap. Everybody had a snap count but the center.
You know, when my wife watches football, she cheers when everybody does things in unison. So she would have probably booed that play there because everybody was going whenever they wanted to.
Felicia Rashad.
Right.
And what memories you and Felicia have of this stadium?
On the offense, 5-yard penalty, and it's first down.
Warn the defense.
And we warn the defense.
Ben's out there warning people.
And there they go. They're running all around. Everybody's moving around out there. But I guess the reason I brought my wife up is because I have great memories of her here in Detroit, is where I proposed to her. And
on national television, on NBC right. Game on Thanksgiving.
Then I had to go through with it, and it's 4 years. 4 years ago. Time flies.
4 years ago.
4 years ago.
She accepted?
Yep.
Also known as Mrs. Huxtable.
Only on Thursday.
And NBC will be here again on Thanksgiving Day when the Browns come in to meet the Lions. Bubby Brister on the run. There he goes. He has an open track. Heading for the sideline. Lions going for him, and Brister bails out. Game clock down to 1:17 to play in the first half.
I would have liked to time Brister on that 40-yard jaunt right there. I believe he was down in 2-4-3 range. Watch Brister. He's looking downfield. They got that zone where everybody's run off. Now he takes off. And watch this foot speed. He's picking them up and laying them down here.
Brister gained 10 yards on that scramble, and that gets the ball inside the 20-yard line. Second down and 5 for Pittsburgh. Steelers lead the game 7-3 on an extraordinary touchdown reception by Lewis Lips. They go to the draw, and Merrill Hodge drives it up the middle, looking to catch the Lions in a wide rush. Michael Kofer knocks him down. The Steelers call timeout with 1:10 to play. So Brister, who's having a hot day throwing the ball, he hit 9 straight during one stretch, is on the roll.
I mean, he brings both feet down. It takes so much concentration to be able to do that and catch the ball. Lips has caught 6 balls a day for 107 yards and a touchdown. Not much blocking a day for Lewis.
Only touchdown of the game, and that's the 7-3 lead Pittsburgh now holds. First and goal from the 7-yard line for the Steelers. Hand off to Hodge. He's heading down to the 5, and a nice submarine tackle. Coming up to stick him was Ray Crockett. Steelers go right into formation. Now we have a timeout signal as there's a Lion down on the field. Kevin Brooks appears to be the injured Lion down at the 3-yard line. And that'll stop the clock with 52 seconds to play in the first half. Second score. Pittsburgh leading the game 7-3. Luigi Thompson goes wide left. He can go up in the air and catch it if they loft one that way. Brister running around changing the play. They get the snap up just in time as Brister rolls out. Heads for the end zone and steps out of bounds at about the 2-yard line, stopping the clock with 45 seconds to play in the half.
You know, that was one of the smartest plays I've ever seen. Brister had a chance, maybe if he'd have turned left to try to get into that end zone, but there was nothing but blue shirts in front of him. Watch him roll out here to the right. Now, once he starts going towards that end zone, watch what he sees in front of him. 1, well, there's some more, 2, 3. To the left of him is nothing but blue.
He's taken some hard shots today. Real hard ones, Brister. Now we have 3rd down and 2 coming up. 3rd and goal from the 2. Steelers call timeout. A wise move. Get it right when you got an opportunity like this, as Chuck Noll talks to some offensive coaches, Tom Moore and Dick Hoke.
They only had 3 seconds left on that 30-second clock before they called timeout.
Next Sunday, join NBC Sports for Week 5 of the NFL season, beginning at 12:30 Eastern with NFL Live. Then exciting regional coverage is highlighted by some great matchups. 2 rivals collide when the AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals take on Chuck Noll and these Pittsburgh Steelers. Some may see the Bills' Machine Gun Kelly lead Buffalo into the Hoosier Dome to go against Eric Dickerson and the Indianapolis Colts, while others may view Kosar versus Marino in a quarterback battle in Miami. Check local listings for the game and the time in your area. Next Sunday, the NFL preceded by NFL Live. The Steelers break the huddle now. 3rd down and goal from the 2-yard line. Pittsburgh leads the game 7-3. This is trouble. Warren Williams running around, heads down, and he's back to the line of scrimmage. Rod Carter.
Rod Carter looking like a whirling dervish on that play. And it was a great play for Detroit.
The Steeler field goal unit comes running out now. And Detroit calls a timeout. That pleased the Steelers.
I don't understand that one.
Well, I guess they figured in 27 seconds with this machine the Steelers have, they got one of the best kicking games. They'd have gotten it off with no time. They wanted to get their rushers in.
Well, they actually did exactly what they wanted to. I don't have to understand it. I don't see the coach upset about it at all. So obviously it's something that they planned on doing. So I guess they did it.
Went ahead and did it.
That's right.
It is absolutely remarkable watching Gary Anderson, the Steeler place kicker, as Bubby Brister gets some counsel from Chuck Noll. Place kick. See him warming. This guy warms up kicking him 60 yards like he's kicking extra points. What a kicker.
We got 2 of the best here playing today, him and Eddie Murray.
Eddie Murray's got 24 of his last 25 field goals he's made over the last 2 years.
Every year I went to the Pro Bowl, if you had Eddie Murray, you won the Pro Bowl.
Is that right?
Yeah, because all we knew was you get it down to 30 and let him kick a field goal.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Anderson, who's ready to kick, is tied for the most accurate NFL all-time with Morton Anderson of New Orleans. And he swings into that one and extends the Steelers' lead to 10-3 with 23 seconds to play in the half.
Detroit got off light on that one. Boy, I tell you, if they'd have got scored on there, it would have been a much different locker room going into halftime behind 14-3 as opposed to 10-3. They're still in this football game.
NFL Live coming up at halftime. A review of all the games. Most of those linemen don't know if you see a football if you should kick it or sit on it.
You figure how many years it's been since they ever touched one. They don't even play catch.
That's right. 18 seconds to go in the first half, so Rodney Peete will be. No, he won't be firing deep. He goes to Barry Sanders, who's knocked down to the 23, or to Tony Page. Lion fans want to know why they're not firing deep. And the Lions are going to be content to let the clock run out. That'll do it for the first half. Lions are roundly booed, but about this Steeler team, the late Art Rooney once said of Chuck Noll, the greatest coaching job he ever did, this was after he won 4 Super Bowls, was his first year, 69, when the team was 1-13, because despite everything falling apart, the team never did. They didn't win, but the framework was set for a championship team, and the same thing I think holds true here this year. A lot of coaches might have lost their team after being outscored 92-10, losing their first 2 games. Now the Steelers have come back and they look like a real contender in the AFC Central.
Such a long season, Don.
Long way to go. This just week 4. Here's the kickoff downfield. Fielding the ball is Dwight Stone. He can fly, and Dwight Stone turns into the coverage of the kick and gets up to the 23-yard line. 21-yard return, and the Steelers are set to go on offense 1st and 10. Game really turned when it looked like the Lions were going to take over. They were down at the 1-yard line and gave it to their ace rookie Barry Sanders, and then Nickerson knocked the ball free. Tim Johnson was on the play. Nickerson, I believe, recovered, and the Steelers went the other way, 98 yards for a score. 8 plays later. Brister with excellent numbers. He's completed his last 10 passes in a row in this game, Bubby Brister. Worley with the bad toe busts it for about 4 out to the 27-yard line.
And you can tell there that Worley's got that turf toe. He just wasn't able to turn up the field as we see him now limping off the field. A play like that, that's where you really get the problem with that turf toe, when you've got to make a little turn to the outside. Here you see just a quick pitch out to Worley. Now he's got to turn upfield. He's got that right turf toe. He can't get any power going forward. And it's really tough on a running back like that, because if you can't get out of the way, that's when you hurt something else.
He's staying in the lineup. Now he's out. Worley goes out, and Merrill Hodge comes in along with Warren Williams. As Brister takes a look, runs away from the coverage. Kofer swings down and gets him a sack for the defense. Their 3rd of the day. And it's Michael Kofer's first sack of this season. Number 55, Mike Kofer, who had 12 sacks last year and started in the Pro Bowl for the National Conference.
Where he's so dangerous is if you run away from him, because he's so fast. He's so big and fast. You see Brister looking away, and now he's trying to run away from him. And Kofer, just with that excellent foot speed, is able to run Brister down from behind. The trick is you want to run the ball at Kofer, not away from him, because that's when he's most effective.
You have tremendous speed to run it down like an LT, a Lawrence Taylor. The official stats man is crediting the Lions with the 4th sack of the day, and now the 5th. That's the 5th sack for the Lions. They had only 1 in the first 3 games combined. Eric Williams breaks through. Big defensive end, a 290-pounder from Washington State.
Just a power move by Eric Williams. Just goes right through the guy in front of him, right to the quarterback. And Eric Williams, and talking to him before the game, he said, this is just an excellent place to play. He said, we realize that it's going to take us a little time to get better, but we want to get better in a hurry, and we want to do it at little small increments. And little small increments is like making a sack right there.
It was actually a big increment, maybe, because they could get good field position now. Newsome set to punt for the 5th time this day for the Steelers. Hits it well. Mel Gray backpedals to his 40. And fights his way ahead to the 49-yard line. Cleveland extending its lead on Denver to 10 points in the 3rd quarter. Houston now up by 22-point margin over the Dolphins. That was a 46-yard punt by Newsome. A 9-yard return by Mel Gray. Tony Page now in the offensive backfield of the Detroit Lions. 0-4 in the preseason. 0-3 coming into this week of play in the regular season are the Lions. We're told now that Barry Sanders, who is playing with a hip pointer, a bruised hip, is bothering him again, and he might not play the second half. There's a throw and a catch. Walter Stanley on the receiving end on a first down throw by Rodney Peete. Greg Lloyd was covering. Gain is down to the Steeler 43-yard line.
The thing that the Detroit Lions have to do is sustain some of this. They've been good in bits and pieces. They just need to do it for a longer period of time.
Barry Sanders, after having 3 sensational days, he showed up on Friday before the first regular season game after a long holdout. Gained 70 yards on 9 carries against Phoenix. Had 126 last week against the Bears. Peete freezes everybody with a fake. Letting it go long. The defense converges. It's up for grabs, and it's incomplete at the 3-yard line. Walter Stanley was the intended receiver, but the Steelers had it well covered. David Johnson, an extra DB, was on the play along with Dwayne Woodruff, 49. The defender on the field and off. Turning.
That's right. Rodney Peete here a chance to throw this ball short. He takes a little pump fake right there. He's trying to get his receiver on the left-hand side deep, but now he just takes a look at Stanley and throws it up there for grabs, hoping that something good can happen. Stanley doing an excellent job. He can't catch the ball, number 87, so he knocks it away.
Yep, knocks it down. Don't let them get it now. 3rd down and 3 comes up. Pete gets time, makes the throw, and here's a good defensive play by rookie Carnell Lake. Rodney Pete's seen him for the last 4 years playing for UCLA. This might be one of the Steelers' best drafts, like one of those drafts in the 70s when they got all those players. They really loaded up this year with good players.
And they have players that believe they belong in the National Football League. Carnell Lake, you know, I've seen him play 2 times this year, and he says, I'm not worried about being a rookie. I can play.
4th punt of the day for Jim Arnold. Averaging over 54 yards a punt. This one he tries to angle for the far sideline. Lips pursues it, and it goes out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. So the Steeler offense is set to come out for the first time in the second half when we come back.
Brister just hitting Lewis Lips. Once you catch a deep ball on any day, for the rest of the day, you have room to catch out balls forever because they don't want to get burned again. Lips having a great day. 7 catches, 116 yards, and I guarantee you Terry Taylor's going to give him room this entire second half.
He's given him 10 yards. Hodge runs the ball and doesn't get very far. Merrill Hodge is knocked down on a 2nd down and short play. We'll see if he got the yard needed for the 1st down. Eric Williams, 76 on the tackle. Williams, Jerry Ball, and Kevin Brooks across the defensive front. Brooks went out with a strained knee late in the first half. Going to measure to see if they got the 1st down with 11:16 to play in the 3rd quarter. If they didn't, it'll be 4th and inches, and that's what it's going to be. Or 3rd and inches. There's Brooks on the sideline. Looks like he could come back in. We'll see if he does. James Cribbs, number 99, is in at defensive end in his place.
Brooks is definitely on the sideline, but he's not up near the front. He's in that 2nd line back there. I don't think he's ready to go back in.
This is a tackle-eligible play. One of the Steelers, Mike Kennett on the right side, but he just blocks as they try it on 3rd down. And if they got it, it'll be just by the ball. Looks like they might have it. Jerry Ball, the nose tackle, made the tackle, but it is a 1st down for the Steelers.
Now we're going to take a look at that root hog football. You get these big guys in there, they get their nose down, their fanny up, put them ears back, and just fly forward. It's exactly what they're doing there. They do all that, and they get a yard.
That's all.
It's that root hog ball.
That's all they needed that time.
Root hog or die, Jerry Burns used to tell me. That's the attitude you got to have.
They root hogged out a 1st down. Lips comes in motion. Brister set to throw. Here comes Koper. And it's a 6th sack of the day for the Lion defense. Eric Williams was through, but it was really Koper that broke it down.
They wanted to use some confusion today. They thought that Koper was coming from the same spot all the time, so they moved him around a little bit. Here you see Koper coming in from that right side. He gets around the tackle, and here's Eric Williams continuing to put pressure on Brisker, because Brisker's one of those quarterbacks. If you don't get him good, he's such a good athlete that he'll take off running on you.
Really? Loss of 14 on the play. That comes off his passing yardage. Third and 24. They go to the run. And a trip-up tackle. Warren Williams makes the play at the 11-yard line, and they rule that the knee was down on a play of Warren Williams at about the 15. Number 57, Victor Jones.
Inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. Simon Fletcher wrapping up the quarterback when it appeared.
Takes it up the middle. He's just tripped up. Just a little tackle right on the shoe tops.
Third down, 18 to go. Ball position at the 15-yard line of the Steelers. Bubby Brister sets in the shotgun at the 10-yard line. He needs 18. Brister gets it away, makes the connection to Rodney Carter, but the knockdown is made well short of the first down. So the Lion defense holds, and the Steelers have to punt it back.
That Bubby Brister is a tough man to sack. He moved around there. They almost had him, and he got a chance to get the ball away, at least giving him a little room so they can punt this ball.
Lions hear him out. Could come out with very good field position. Their return man, Mel Gray, is standing at his 40.
Mel Gray, he of blistering speed. He's a hungry punt returner. He wants that ball every time. He thinks he can get going.
Very daring player. Last one he returned 9 yards, and he did every inch of it himself, twisting and turning as he awaits Newsom's punt now. It's a long one downfield. Mel Gray takes it, crosses the 30, and now tries to turn the corner at the far side. And the Steelers come calling with good special teams play, coached by George Stewart, their special teams play coach, and now there's a timeout on the field.
Most men won't even discuss it with their wives, but when they start losing their hair, they talk about it with me. I say, don't waste your time with those miracle formulas. The Food and Drug Administration says there's no proof that they grow hair. The thing to do is to see a doctor. Doctors have the only treatment programs that are proven to work. Men listen because they know I'm making sense. After all, I'm a doctor.
Only your doctor has treatment programs that work. So see your doctor or call this toll-free number.
Shot of Cosby Show fame here on national television. Your career ended here, unfortunately, when you got hurt being tackled by the Lions. And you also came here late for a game one day. All the Vikings did.
That's right. Bud Grant had this thing about coming to the stadium at the last possible moment. We got caught in traffic one time. We leaned out the window to say to a cop, he said, "Hey, we got the Vikings." Cop said, "I don't care. I got the Lions in 3.
He ended up about 20 minutes late for the kickoff, and all you got was, I guess, a personal foul call, a 15-yard penalty on the kickoff. A big fine, though, for the Vikings. Yeah, I think rather easily.
We let those guys warm themselves out. They warmed up sweating and everything when we showed up.
First down throw by Rodney Peete, incomplete to Tony Page, and now second down comes up. Peete, as expected, playing a very cool, under control game. He doesn't get rattled, making a lot of big throws in this game. Lions only down by 7 with 7:49 to play in the third quarter. Throw on the run. The ball is caught for a short gain by Jason Phillips, number 24.
Imagine that Mouse Davis would like for these receivers to catch this ball and keep running. And a lot of times when you throw these little short passes, you're not able to catch the ball. You want to die for all of them. You want to catch it and keep running. And speaking of running, Barry Sanders has not done much running today. He's got that bad hip pointer, and Wayne Fonts told us that if it starts to bother him, he'd get him out of there right away, and he has replaced him with total package Tony Page.
Third down and 8 coming up for the Detroit Lions, and the throw is right to a defensive back. Larry Griffin takes the ball for Pittsburgh back to the 40-yard line of the Lions. Rodney Peete's throw high to Walter Stanley, and an extra defensive back, Larry Griffin, in his 4th year from North Carolina, makes his first reception of the season and returns it 15 yards.
This is a good decision by Rodney Peete to try to throw the ball to Stanley. He's just got to bring the ball down a little bit. Sometimes the ball gets away from you a little bit, and anytime you overthrow somebody underneath, it usually ends up like this, in an interception. 15-yard return.
The Lions, as you know, are out with an enormous turnover problem. They were last in the NFL in the takeaway giveaway ratio. They were -9 after 3 games. They've turned it over 3 times today, none for Pittsburgh, as you see. And of course, the one turnover by Barry Sanders was at the 2-yard line as the Lions were going in. Pitch back to Worley. Lions are there to get him. They string out the run. Linebacker Jimmy Williams was on the play.
Don, one of the tough things about this turf, too, anytime you have an injury like to your foot, the rest of your body feels great, and it sends signals to your mind that you can go. But once you get out there and you try to go, it's just that one little toe that throws your entire focus, it throws your entire balance off, and that's what's happening to Tim Worley. He's not effective with that toe. He's going to have to wait till he gets that thing ready before he can turn, because he's a busting, strong type of runner, and if he can't run forward and get that power behind him, he's very ineffective.
And he goes out, does Worley, as Derek Hill sprints in motion, and Brister looks to throw. Gets his man, Rodney Carter, and he's down to the 29-yard line of the Lions.
This is where the test of this Detroit team is going to come right now. They do not have a personality of a team. They're trying to get a personality right now, and if they can stop Pittsburgh here, they make a giant step forward. But to let Pittsburgh come and get big plays like this to Rodney Carter, that's when things start to fall apart. They've got to hang together right now and just keep chipping away. Anything can happen. There's a lot of time left on the clock.
First down and 10 now for the Steelers, who lead the game 10-3. 6:03 to go. Third quarter. Here's a throw and a catch. Rodney Carter again, breaking down inside the 15-yard line and down to the 13. Big gainer by the Steelers as they start to rip open the Lion pass defense. Michael Kofer finally made the tackle.
There's another look at this play right here. Rodney Carter just sneaks out in the right sideline. And watch number 54, Chris Spielman, just run right by him here. Whoa! And all of a sudden, like I say, you don't want to run away from Michael Kofer, because he will eventually catch you like he just did to Rodney Carter.
He can really run. Michael Kofer, 6'5", 245, but the Steelers are running the ball now and throwing it. Looking to extend their lead. They lead 10-3. Hodge can't get started, but Brister.
Here they go. Most of the NFL say this is the noisiest stadium that is not domed.
Look at Elway looking around.
Tom Dooley tells Elway to play on. Elway throwing his arms up in the air like I can't hear.
There's a high school field next door here, Joel, if they can go over and finish this if they'd like.
Now with the new rule in the NFL, the home team can lose timeouts after the first warning from referee Tom Dooley.
And you really don't want to cause it in any game, but especially in this game, you know, when you're looking at how close this game is and remembering what Elway can do to you going up and down the field with him.
First down, though. Brister big and mobile, 6'3", 215 pounds.
Man, he's extremely fast, too, Don. He's not just a big, strong quarterback that stands in that pocket. When he comes out of there, he can really motor.
He can. Got that big contract to keep him going. Signed a 3-year, $2.7 million
defense, as they call it. Cleveland trying to beat Denver for the first time since 1974. And Denver yet to convert on a third down today. 3rd and 10 from the 4. Elway going deep and throwing it away.
Hunt the quarterback every play they can. 14 straight completions for Brister, a Pittsburgh Steeler record. 3rd down and 5 comes up now as Brister aligns in the shotgun. Throw, catch by Hill, and he's ruled down at the 2-yard line. It'll be a first down for the Steelers as Bubby Brister has now hit 15 passes in a row.
Nice little, there's a blitz going on. He's the hot receiver. He breaks right inside, makes a nice catch, Derek Hill does, but he's tackled as soon as he gets it. But it was a great play by Brister seeing the blitz, and by Hill running the right route. Talking about Brister's speed, I once played with a guy that, I said, man, how do you run so fast? He said, I imagine a dog is chasing me.
Wait, whatever it takes.
That's right.
Whatever's fair.
Get extra speed. Big dog.
He's hit 17 of 20 passes for 245 yards. This time he gives it to Hodge, who's down to the 1-yard line.
48. McNeil inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line of Denver. Again, exceptional field position for the Browns to start their drive. And Bud Carson still upset over that call by the referee to change ends for the Denver offense.
Then you.
It'll be 1st and 10 inside the 39 when we come back for Cleveland.
They got the big guys in now. Steelers use extra linemen rather than tight ends to block. Bang, over the top and into the end zone goes Rodney Carter, a third-year runner from Purdue, who stands out as a receiver. Doesn't get called on down close very often, but he appreciates it when he does. And he takes it in, and the Steelers extend their lead to 16-3. Trouble for Wayne Fonston, Woody Wittenhofer.
Hey, you watch it play again. This is just how much do you want it? Go in there and hit somebody. Running back picks a hole, fires it in. Signals a touchdown on the ground, too.
Anderson, a kicking machine, puts the extra point up and good. He once made 212 extra points in a row, did Gary Anderson. Steelers lead it 17-3.
Probably. Well, folks, some things got to change.
That's going to be picked off, and that might go all the way. Robert Lyles. No, a great catch from behind by Farrell Edmonds.
Marino going for Farrell Edmonds, the big tight end, number 8. Great coverage on the part of Lyles stepping in front now. But watch the speed of Farrell Edmonds. Lyles had a running start on him. Everybody else had given up on it. A clear touchdown, but look at the speed of Edmonds catching him from behind. Great coverage by Lyles. Great determination and speed by Edmonds. Another look at it, right part of your screen. Marino simply is undercut by Lyles on the coverage. And Farrell Edmonds refusing to give up. That's a good sign on the Dolphins' part. Runs them down from behind.
And you know, you can't say that Lyles was really slow of foot there.
Well, he had the running start when he made the interception, and Farrell Edmonds had to redirect himself and start running the other way.
The ball is at the Miami. 12:24 left. Tracy Johnson. A nice play by Miami's defense. Jeff Cross is over there, along with Dave Aarons. They both team up to shut down that running play by Tracy Johnson.
Eric Dickerson.
Marino with the helmet off. At what point now do you take him out?
I don't think you take him out. I mean, that's my opinion. I don't think you do. Scott Sekiu is the backup to Marino. Has never played a regular down of football. He came over from Dallas this past year.
But what if he took a lick in a 25-0 game?
Well, Marino did a smart thing when he threw that interception. He stood there. He did not go chasing down the side.
Galliano looks like Maude will be coming in to quarterback the Lions.
Well, they got Rodney Peete, the driver of that silver stretch, and sitting right next to him to his left is Barry Sanders, the superstar sitting in the back seat. It appears to me now that that silver stretch is rolling on a couple flat tires.
Yep. Running on empty. Kick by Anderson is too deep for Mel Gray to run back.
J.B. Braun was the defender.
If you remember earlier, Duncan missed his play. Remember, he dropped the ball in the end zone, the same exact play, that little stutter step at the line of scrimmage. He got Brown going to the corner of the end zone, and he dropped the one during the third quarter. This time, he hangs down for the touchdown.
Personal foul, number 37 of the defense. The penalty is declined. Touchdown is good.
Left side of your screen, the quarterback we should be talking more about is Warren Moon. He's having a tremendous day. Look at this perfect pass. Perfect. That looked like a replay, an instant replay of the play in the third quarter where Duncan beat Brown to the corner but dropped the football. This time, the perfect throw by Warren Moon. And they get another touchdown up on the board. Now it may be time to think about taking
Steelers back at 18-yard line. That's the Steelers' third sack of this game. They have 8 in the last 2 games. Gerald Williams, the nose tackle.
The thing about this stretch offense, though, if executed properly, you have the ability to put points up on the board in a hurry. But executed properly was the key words in that last sentence.
Yeah. That takes some doing against a Steeler defense. It's really teeing off now. This time Galliano gets time, runs out of it, and they get him at the 20. He laterals, And they get the man who got the ball. Lomas Brown, an offensive tackle.
Lomas Brown probably wondering, what in the world am I doing with this football? Here Galliano has some time to throw the ball. He can't find anybody open. He's looking. Now he takes off, and now here comes Lomas Brown. Here, you take it. Lomas saying, me take it. He might have, that may be the first time he's ever touched a football in his career.
I got it, you take it.
That's right. I guarantee it's the last time he'll touch it.
Gerald Williams comes out shaking out. This guy's turning into a real player. Rookie linebacker from Purdue, had 2 sacks last week. He's in for the injured Brian Hinkle. Brian's down for probably 4 to 6 weeks with a leg fracture. One of the Steelers' top players. Here's Galliano throwing over the middle. Wrong side of Robert Clark. And Galliano hears the boos.
Robert Clark was wide open. You just can't afford things like that in this run and shoot offense because it's based on having some positive plays. You got.
He is definitely off the playing field. Right now, the Chiefs too are playing without a key member of their defense. All-pro safety Deron Cherry has bruised ribs and is not on the field at the moment, though he may return. Cincinnati with a 2nd and 11 to open the 4th quarter. 17-14, Kansas City leads. Here comes Derek Thomas. The Bengals pick up the blitz. Thomas hits Boomer just as he lets it go, and the pass goes incomplete. Boomer lost his helmet in that collision with the first-round rookie Derek Thomas.
Well, Thomas is able to get there just in time to make this pass fall incomplete. Here you see him jar Boomer aside as soon as he lets the pass go. And Boomer wants to get out of that helmet. Man, what's going on here? Give me a little help with this protection.
Where'd that truck come?
Magnum.
6 defensive backs on the field now for Kansas City. Deron Cherry is back. It's 3rd and 11. 4 wide receivers, 2 to either side for Cincinnati. On the ground, Jennings picked up just across the 40.
Now I know I can make it.
A hand on the foot of Stanford Jennings to bring him down. And it'll bring up 4th down for Cincinnati.
That definitely has to be classified as a strange call to me. You have your 4 wideouts, and you're looking to break this run for a good 12 yards so you can get the first gain, and Mike Bell makes a nice ankle tackle there. I would have expected him to go over top, Tom, and try and pass the ball downfield.
Well, I think Sam Weiss noted that teams
protection
against the Kansas City nickel package very successfully, averaging 6 or 7 yards a play, and he was hoping to hit a big one there. Manley is deep as Johnson set to punt. Manley lets it hit, and it'll go out of bounds. Good punt by Johnson, who tried to place it inside the 20. There is a flag down as the ball will be marked out of bounds at about the 12-yard line.
Tony Lopez battles John Molina. The rematch live on NBC Sports World.
Don Cricket with Ahmad Rashad back at the Silverdome. Miami Dolphins played well most of the first 3 weeks. Boy, they're having a tough time today at the Astrodome. Down 32-0. Indianapolis on a Clarence Verdun punt return has now rallied to take the lead over the Jets. 1:02 to play. 3rd quarter. Steelers with the ball. First down and 10. To the run they go. Straight ahead was Warren Williams, a running back from Miami of Florida. Buffalo has now extended its lead over New England to 31-10. Atlanta continues to lead Green Bay. It's interesting, Ahmad, Rodney Pete's dad, Willie Pete, is one of the assistant coaches with the Green Bay Packers. So, of course, the Pack and the Lions going against each other twice a year in the NFC Central.
I wonder if his dad will try to call him and get some inside information before that game.
Hey, you'd like to get somehow to stop him. When that knee's all right, he's going to be terrific. Game clock winding down to 19 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. Handoff. Errol Hodge on 2nd down and 4. And Hodge is knocked down by Chris Spielman.
Is that Bob Uecker?
That's a young Bob Uecker and Bob Uecker III.
Yeah, he said, yeah, I remember I used to go to the games with my dad, and I couldn't see the field.
Into the third quarter with the Steelers in the lead, 17-3.
Yard in the third quarter. It's amazing how things like this happen to a young team. Last week they had no defense. This week they got defense but no offense.
Third down and 2. Brister throws. Incomplete. The streak ends at 15 straight completions, a Pittsburgh Steeler record set by Bill Nelson back in the late 60s. Coming up tonight on NBC, The Magical World of Disney. It's the series premiere of A Brand New Life starring Barbara Eden, followed by the hit comedy Sister Kate. Then an all-new My Two Dads, and Elizabeth Taylor and Mark Harmon star in an NBC world premiere movie, Tennessee Williams' Sweet Bird of Youth, tonight on NBC. The Los Angeles Times said on a preview of Sweet Bird of Youth, it's going to win a load of Emmys. It's that good. That's tonight on NBC. Newsom punts. Big rush by the Lions, and they foul Newsom. They didn't block the ball. They did hit Newsom. Lions with a last-ditch effort. They had to make it. So the Steelers will get a first down and keep the ball. Heath Karpinski, linebacker from Penn State, might have got the kicker.
Roughing the kicker. That's a 15-yard penalty, and that's a first down.
You see Newsom, he gets his ball away. His foot's still up now. It's a very dangerous play for a kicker. He's in a position where he can really get hurt like this. Here he gets straightened out. He's got the ball off. Oh, boy. That hurt me a little bit. Newsom played it just like a quarterback. You notice he kept his eye down the field to see where the ball went.
So the Steelers keep it going now. The ball at the 46-yard line of the Lions. Lewis Lips wide to the right. Derek Hill wide to the right for Pittsburgh. Williams and Hodge are the setbacks. They're going to run it. Warren Williams runs the ball, and he is knocked down at about the 46-yard line. One of the big defenders for the Detroit Lions, James Cribbs. He's in for Kevin Brooks, who was shaken up late in the second quarter.
And Cribbs is an active defensive lineman. He came all the way from the other side of that play to still get in on the tackle. So Detroit's defense still playing with a lot of enthusiasm. They just need some offense from anywhere.
Today it was the defense that played well. They have 6 sacks of the Steelers today. Lions had only 1 sack in the previous 3 games this year. 6 today. But the Steelers are in command as Derek Hill goes down at the 40 on a 2nd and 10 play. He's ahead for a gain of 6. Victor Jones was on the play.
It's very hard not to see that number 82 and think about John Stallworth, who's one of the greatest receivers to ever play in this National Football League and the all-time yardage leader for the Pittsburgh Steelers. E.C. Hill, that's his 4th catch on the day for 63 yards. Very smart move, can't get any more yards, and takes the quarterback's way out by diving on the ground.
You talk about how the defense has improved for the Lions, Ahmad. Last week the Bears scored on 9 of 11 possessions, and the only reason they didn't score on the 10th was that they ran out the clock late in the game. They were moving the ball down to score again. Brister is hit, a 7th sack. The Lions with 7 sacks today. Superb play by their defense. And Pittsburgh's punter comes back up. Brister's slow to get up, but he's all right.
Now here comes Mike Cofer. He gets outside the tackle. Now watch him just beeline in for the quarterback. Doesn't stop till he has him. Excellent sack by Mike Cofer. He was getting a little bit of heat because last year he had so many sacks, and then this year he hadn't done anything until today, and he's turned it up 2 or 3 notches.
Mel Gray standing back at his 10-yard line awaits the punt from Newsom. High punt, well hit by Newsom. It'll carry in. And the ball will come out to Detroit's 20-yard line. So the Lions will try to get some offense going when we come back. All rights are reserved. That is known as the disclaimer. Interception by Dwayne Woodruff. Galliano lost one up, and Dwayne Woodruff pulls it down. And the Steelers will have the ball at the 36-yard line of the Lions.
Cleveland to take over in Kansas.
It's a poorly thrown ball here. It's thrown right to Dwayne Woodruff. I mean, he had no problem intercepting that ball. He hit him right in the chest.
Yeah. Room service interception served up. Dwayne Woodruff says thank you very much.
He's the adjudicator.
The adjudicator.
Adjudicator picks that one off.
Yeah, also what you didn't know about is that the place kicker for the Steelers, Gary Anderson, is Antipedrius.
Antipedrius?
Antipedrius.
Does that mean he can use both feet?
That's right. He can kick either foot. Dan Edwards of the Steelers told me that yesterday. He said, yeah, he's Antipedrius. I said, what? Running hard is Warren Williams, who's inside the 35-yard line on a first down carry for a gain of about 5. As the Steelers are putting the knockout punch on now. The Browns, the leader, along with Cincinnati at the day's outset in the AFC Central, holding to a 7-point lead over Denver. The Broncos had to switch end zones in the fourth quarter because they were throwing so many bones at them from that dog pound in the open end of the Cleveland end zone. Wasn't safe, they felt.
Well, they've been down there before quite a few times in a lot of dramatic football games.
They've had some tough losses, the Browns, to Denver. I'll tell you one thing, I'd buy a ticket to see the Steelers play at Cleveland the next time. Weegee Thompson makes a play inside the 23-yard line. The Steelers go home to Three Rivers Stadium to play Cincinnati, a team that destroyed them 41-10 in week 2. These Lions have to go on the road.
Well, Cincinnati fans don't like that Brown score, but Chiefs fans do. As Denver is the leader in the AFC West. Cleveland tied with Cincinnati for the lead in the Central.
There's Bubby. He knows that he owes Ouija one on this one. Way to go.
So the Steelers move on. First down, they have it inside the 25-yard line. Warren Williams breaks it down to the 18-yard line. And you get the feeling now that this Lion defense, which has played so well, so long to
total. He's into Chief territory down to the 48-yard line. Spun down by Derek Thomas.
Woody.
Huge chunks of yardage on the running plays now. Thomas made that tackle. Here's the attack. Kansas City with too many men on the field. Boomer's got a free play, and it'll be incomplete.
And now the Steelers get to go back to what they do best. They like to just run over people, and this is what they're going to try to do to run the game out.
Good-sized contingent from Pittsburgh backing the Steelers, and the Steelers are heading that way now. Back to the run. Merrill Hodge breaks it down to the 10-yard line. First down, Pittsburgh. Victor Jones on the tackle.
These Steelers have some great fans. They stick by this team, win or lose. And here, Bubby Brister, that's a nice one there.
Very, very cleverly done.
Pretend like you trip, hand the ball off to Hodge, and let him pound it up there for about 7 or 8 yards. There's those Steeler fans.
Yeah, they're here. They're ready.
Good fans. Good fans.
Oh, yeah. These first 2 weeks of the season weren't easy for the Steelers fans. Now they're back celebrating.
They used to call them Franco's Army back when I was playing. Franco's Italian Army.
They all had an army contingent. Guerrillas. Mike Malarkey makes the reception inside the 5-yard line. And it'll be second down and goal from there.
Stanford Jennings close to a first down.
That ball is in there in a hurry, and that's where you want it. You're down in the goal and you run a little out ball. You need that ball put on you as fast as you can so you can take off running. But here come the big boys. Mike Hennett comes in. O'Shea, number 85.
Second and goal from the 2. Brister has now completed 20 of 24 passes for 269 yards, no interceptions, 1 touchdown. And the Steelers call for a timeout. The coach for the Steelers and the man who brought him in as a coach, Chuck Noll to the right. Noll's team completely turned around. After 2 disastrous weeks to open the season, the Steelers have been one of the league's most impressive teams. Beating the Vikings and today beating Detroit. Pittsburgh looking to extend the lead. Running with the ball, trying to get close. It's Ray Wallace, and he's in. Now the Lion fans have taken to cheering for the Steelers. Whole place is cheering for Pittsburgh's score as the Lions remain winless and are closer to defeat number 4 of this season.
I guess you got to cheer for something. Or maybe they're just cheering for a good play.
Johnson again over the middle. Near a first down. He's got a first down to the 22-yard line.
Flat out, starts to spinning, and barrels in for that touchdown.
That, incidentally, Ahmad, was Ray Wallace's first touchdown as a Steeler, a 235-pound runner from Purdue. Fire drill now. Bad snap, a throw, everything's working. Up, the ball was dropped. Maybe they're trying to get it to Hardy Nickerson. Looked like a called play. Think it was?
No, I think that was a bad snap.
Well, Hardy Nickerson almost had his first point.
He's got too many wraps on his hands to try to catch a ball. He got all that stuff wrapped around his hands. He's pretty tough to catch one. Now, the snap, well, the ball's down. Maybe this was a planned play.
It was. They wanted to reward that D for its good play. Let somebody get a pass, but Hardy Nickerson had to hit him in a bad place again.
Yeah, you gotta play a little catch sometime, Hardy.
Hit him in the hands.
Get used to that ball. Play a little catch this week. And nope, you know what? He'll never see that play again. You only try it once.
Hardy's saying that's not my job, catching the extra points.
That's right.
They went for 2, Hardy said. Big day next week.
Games.
Steelers at 3 Rivers. That won't be 41-10.
Turnovers have been huge in this game. Cincinnati was threatening.
Game San Diego and the Broncos, who've just tied up Cleveland. Denver and Cleveland are tied 13-all. Kansas City plays at Seattle. .8:30 to play, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are holding to a 23-3 lead. Mel Gray running one more back. Turns to the outside. Boy, he is exciting. Mel Gray all the way out to the 33-yard line.
5 Lewis Cooper. Just another good defensive play. Boomer couldn't quite wrap up the ball, and of course, let's see if we can see where number 74, Blados, was hurt.
Right there. Cleveland Browns and the Denver Broncos, all rights reserved. Treadwell getting ready if needed.
Glad to be in America.
He's got a couple.
Now, this is what speed will do for you. He takes it up the left sideline, then he just breaks it back around the other side. You have to have speed in order to get in the clear. Here, he's really turning on. Nice move right there. He's run down from the backside by Jerry. I can't say his last name.
Olsofsky.
That's his name.
Jerry Olsofsky from Pitt Panther. Boy, did they have a game last night. Here is Galliano throwing down deep, going for the ball. And it's incomplete at the 24-yard line. Pitt Panthers are one of the best college teams in the country.
Those are those Oregon Ducks.
Oregon Ducks are very strong.
That a big win.
Now do the Cleveland Browns start using their timeouts? Yes, they'll use their first. Browns have 2 remaining as it's tied at 13. And the Broncos trying to break that 13-all tie.
Every day, more and more people are getting together over an ice-cold Bud Light.
You can take
Right now, Galliano and the Lions are set to go. 2nd down and 10. They go to the run. Tony Page heads wide. He's knocked down at the 38-yard line. David Johnson is over to make the tackle, number 44 for Pittsburgh.
And the Steelers doing a little celebrating now.
These remind you of the Steeler championship teams, the attitude, that cantankerous. I mean, that hits you on the... If you want to keep hitting afterwards, that's fine, too.
That's fine. And you know what the thing is? They never got down. You know, they lost those first 2 games, and you could not tell it by talking to some of the players.
That's right. Well, they knows the best. He never loses a team no matter what goes wrong. And this team has gone from a disaster to a definite contender to win its division. Throw and the drop ball about the 41-yard line. Stacy Mobley had his hands on it and lost it.
City sticking to the game plan, and the Bengals ready for it. Jim Scowl down at the bottom of the pile for Cincinnati to stop Christian Okoye. Marty Schottenheimer still trying to gain ground against Cincinnati with the infantry. 112 a week ago, a career high, 98 today.
They have 7:21 showing on the clock. Jim Arnold's into punt once more. He's averaging 49 yards a punt for his 5 previous punts. Steelers coming hard on special teams. High punt downfield that Lewis Lipp signals a fair catch on. And he makes it at the 13-yard line. There's a penalty marker down at the line of scrimmage.
Passes before the game. He spent a lot of time on the field.
Today, George Finkel, our director, Brian Sheriff. We could be around for quite some time now with 1 minute and 42 seconds left in the 4th quarter.
After further review, the play will stand as called. First down.
Was there any doubt?
All right, let's just take a look at it again. And Mike Johnson is the man who's going to strip it. Here comes Winder. He just reaches for the ball and then just yanks it out. Winder can't do anything with it. Minifield, number 31, jumps on the ball.
Once again, Ahmad, you and I keep our streak going. We haven't seen a close game all year. Opening day, we saw the Vikings beat the Oilers 38-6.
Now he's in trouble and he goes down. Again, that defense.
Steelers 41-10. Last week it was.
Offside Cincinnati.
This one's 23-3.
We're the king of the blowouts.
Our producer Terry Ewart chuckling in the truck. He's engineered all this. Number 1 job of the producers to keep it close. Here's Lewis Lips running back a punt now. He's across the 20 and out to the 21. 7 minutes to go. The Steelers have the ball. This game in truth is over some time ago.
Over the middle, and Slaughter is complete to the 40. Do you use your timeout now? I don't think they have a choice. Yes.
And it doesn't hurt. You figure I can play just as soon as you start running. I mean, it's pain. It's really a painful injury.
You've always said any injury that hurts is serious.
That's right.
Steelers set now, 2nd and 8. Incomplete. Brister with a little too much pop on the ball for Rodney Carter to catch it. Rodney they scored for the Steelers on a 1-yard dive.
You know, that pain, I was talking about that turf toe, is like having a toothache in your toe. There's a little juggling act there. You usually get leveled anytime that happens.
Back there, 260 pounds or whatever. You give him a running start, he's hard to stop for a no.
Toothache in your toe. That's
toothache, a major toothache in your toe.
For people to put their foot in their mouth. We're going for everything now. As here we go. The swing pass goes out. Rodney Carter dancing, diving on a 3rd and 8 play. He got nothing at all, but did create some excitement. He almost starts up with Benny Blades after the play.
Rodney Carter with that little Michael Jackson step there. Some serious dancing.
Okoye.
And almost reached for it. He thought it was for him, and it ended up in Slaughter's hands, and Slaughter makes the catch. And Langhorne got hurt.
Until he got to college, but now we're watching a little dance. Put some music.
Now it's going to be a 48-yard field goal by Matt Barr. As long as last year a 47-yarder, his career best back in '86, a 52-yarder. Bad snap, he gets into it. Is it good? Yes, it is!
Defeat of the Jets. The Colts get their first win of the year. The Vikings rallied from that loss to the Steelers and beat Tampa Bay. Buffalo routing New England, and the Green Bay Packers rally and win. Clark has the ball, and he's down to the 24-yard line.
On the final play of the game, the first win for the Cleveland Browns over the Denver Broncos since 1974.
And I said to you at the beginning of this game, Joel, in the first quarter, you want to see a great defensive football game. You have just witnessed one of the finest defensive football games I've seen in a long time. The Cleveland Browns had so many opportunities to put this game away, but made stupid mistakes on penalties. But you've got to give credit to the Denver Broncos defense and especially their secondary. What great coverage and what a great job the defense did. It's a shame that one of these teams had to lose this game.
Paul, it just barely made it over the crossbar. A 48-yarder by Barr.
And the ball boy made the decision.
Bud Carson on the sidelines.
And it troubled him more and more in the pregame warm-up, so finally decided not to play him, not to risk it. And Delton Hall was victimized early. They really went after him, particularly Rodney Peete when he was in. Here's a swing pass to Tony Page, busting down the middle. Tony Page is down to the 9-yard line. It's first and goal there for the Detroit Lions, who trail in the game.
A first down pass for Cincinnati.
Yard gain on the play. The Steelers shaken up. David Johnson, 44, slow getting up, so there's a timeout on the field.
This is just a little screen pass kind of. Galliano hits Tony Page in the backfield. Now Page, he starts going full speed ahead. Here I thought he could have just put his shoulder down and tried to run over a couple of guys, but you see John.
To the Bengals 42-yard line. Gary Thomas, the linebacker.
Offensive scheme going with Weiner and Alexander and Bratton and Humphrey. But Elway was way off today, except in that one drive when he gets the team down for the score. But Cleveland's defense hung in there again. Denver's defense hung in all afternoon. Great game.
The celebration continues at Cleveland Stadium as they finally beat the Broncos on the final play of the game.
She's all ours.
But that's the kind of play
that elevates Cleveland's record to 3-1.
Cincinnati on the ground to Jennings. He almost broke it. He'll be short of the first down. Of course, they needed.
Elizabeth Taylor and Mark Harmon star in an NBC world premiere movie. Tennessee Williams' Sweet Bird of Youth. That's tonight on NBC. The Sweet Bird of Youth, the made-for-television movie that the Los Angeles Times said will receive a bevy.
Knows it, and so
David Johnson appearing to be okay. Like once again we say, when you walk off the field, that's an excellent sign. It's also an excellent sign to see Detroit in scoring position.
This is the closest they've been all game long to the Steeler end zone. First down and goal. Galliano into the end zone, but he throws to the wrong side of Stacy Mobley, who's running a post pattern. No, that's Stan corrected there. That's right. They were down to the 1-2 yard line at one point, and you'll recall in the second quarter, the fumble by Barry Sanders was recovered by the Steelers, and they went 98 yards in 8 plays with Brister to Lips for the touchdown. That was Steelers' first score of the day, and they haven't been headed since.
That's an honest mistake, Don, because it was a long time ago that they were down there in that area. Was it today?
Second down and goal for the Lions from the 10-yard line. Galliano gets time. He throws. He's got a man, and the ball is dropped. Open receiver who felt the footsteps, and Mel Gray got stuck hard anyway by Greg Lloyd. Perfect throw is all Gray's to catch. He looked up, though, and heard Lloyd coming, and Lloyd really popped him anyway. Watch 95 hit him with the shoulder pad.
See Galliano, he puts that ball right on him. This is a tough spot in here. You got to catch that ball and try to protect yourself at the same time. He misses the ball and keeps going and takes a nice rock right in the head.
Lloyd's a tough customer. 240-pound backer from Fort Valley State.
Every receiver knows that you got to
hit their own 20. Football game hanging in the balance. Jaworski's pass incomplete. Rob Thomas had it bounce off his fingers. It was a little wide. He made an effort, got his hands on it, couldn't hold it. Jaworski 14 of 25.
Plate numbers here. He's hit by a bus.
This will still test how much you love the game. You get knocked in the head like that. Your mind is telling you you're okay, and your body's saying, no, no. Just sit for a little while. I'll be all right.
They ask you all those questions.
Bengals, the ball had to be on target. The good thing for Kansas City is they're able to block Cincinnati at this point. Cincinnati knows that the Chiefs need to pass.
It's like you saw me get hit. I don't care what time it is. Mel will be all right.
Yeah, he's all right.
He's a tough guy.
Oh, he is. Good player. Mel Gray. Now the Lions will go 3rd down and 10 from the Steeler 10-yard line with 3:43 to play. Pittsburgh in the lead, 23-3. Galliano throws, and it's knocked down by Carnell Lake. And he'd still be running were he able to intercept.
Schottenheimer's quarterbacks have pitched 8 interceptions the last 2 games.
Now what Jaworski would like to have the ball back to Fulcher caught. Fulcher's playing in his
faked out a little bit. Richard Johnson turns the play out, and Carnell Lake makes a nice play with the left hand, but the ball's thrown a little bit behind Richard Johnson, enabling Lake to make that play.
So for Wayne Fonts and the Detroit Lions, a 4th Sunday of coming up short unless something awfully big happens with 3:35 to play. This is 4th down and goal for the Lions from the 10-yard line of the Steelers. Incomplete. Pittsburgh takes over the football. Intended for Tony Page, and again the boos cascade down from what remains of this Lion following.
Tony Page a little upset that Galliano didn't put that ball on him with a little bit more steam. He had to stop and reach back for the ball. That's one of the toughest catches for a running back. You'll see here Galliano rolling out. Tony Page ready to make the play, but the ball just a little bit thrown behind him. You can't. It's hard to make that play, running away from it. And that's why there's some disgust there. There, Galliano wants the time. You got to throw it right at the guy. The ball's thrown a little bit in front of him as he's fading away from it. The only way he can make the catch is if he makes a great catch one-handed. Total package, Tony Page.
He's counting on you, and then
TP. 1st down and 10 now for the Steelers, who hopefully will run the ball. They do. Worley takes it out to the 12-yard line.
Still got that toothache in his toe.
Continue to advance it with this powerful running game. But these
I've had turf toe, and I don't know of anything more painful.
Bubby Brister with 26 throws today.
And completed 21 of them for 269 yards. Conversely, Detroit 19 of 41, 215 yards, and 2 interceptions. Could have had at least 4 interceptions.
Oh, yeah. There's some drops by the D's. Worley is knocked down back inside the 5-yard line. A very fine defensive play by Chris Spielman, the number 2 draft choice last year from Ohio State. So the Steelers now have 3rd down coming up. 3rd down and about 16 to go for the 1st down.
Worley trying to get back. Just an excellent play by Spielman. Both blockers and makes the tackle. Spielman having an excellent day. He's got 13 tackles on the day. In order to make 13 tackles, you got to play a long time, and that's exactly what this defense has done.
Has not been easy. Now the 2-minute warning is given. 2 minutes to play here at the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan, with the Steelers in the lead 23-3.
AT&T, the right choice. In the 1984 regular season, the Dolphins racked up an amazing 70 touchdowns. But what team holds the record for most points scored in one season? The Chicago Bears, the Dallas Cowboys, or the Washington Redskins? Which would you choose?
We recognize how important every 800 caller is to your business. We recognize that. And if for some reason there's a disruption in that service, we know you can't afford to be out of business. We have a new AT&T 800 assurance policy. If you're not getting 800 calls for any reason, if it's an equipment failure, if it's a problem with the network, it doesn't matter to us.
Buffalo, Bob Costas along with O.J. Simpson. For some of you, this is hello. For others in the audience, we're just continuing on with the middle of the program. And eventually, Juice, all of these crazy goings-on will become clear to you. I know to a newcomer, it seems like being in mission control. Part of the country seeing this part, the other part just joining us. But in any case, the people watching in the Boston area and throughout New England cannot be happy. The Patriots are now 1-3, and I speculated earlier, and maybe you can tell me if you agree, that Raymond Berry's job might be in jeopardy now. I'm not calling for his firing, certainly not, but you have to think there's been some controversy about the starting quarterback. The team has played in disappointing fashion. They have a new owner. Who knows what the situation is.
Established a Pittsburgh Steelers team record, completing 15 passes in a row, breaking the record set in the late 60s by Bill Nelson. For the day, you see Brister's numbers. 21 completions and 26 throws, 267 yards, 1 touchdown, and no interceptions. 2 weeks in a row now. His quarterback rating went from the 30s into the high 60s. It'll be in the low 90s this week.
Well, they talked about Bubby Brister for a long.
For Eason's head, they make the switch on the road. They go to Flutie. Doug couldn't get it done. Who would you start? They've got 3: Grogan, Eason, Flutie.
Well, I think you got to pick one quarterback and stay with that quarterback. I think in the
hung in there. He's mobile, agile, and throws a pretty good pass.
Hostile. Brister drops the throw and lets it go deep. Long ball. He's going for Weegee Thompson. And a collision at the 35, incomplete. Weegee says he was interfered with, but the officials aren't going to pour it on now with the score 23-3 with 1:51 to go, and the Steelers will punt the ball.
Bubby Brister here just trying to air it out. It's a pretty good thrown ball, and you see Weegee Thompson and Jerry Holmes battling a little bit, but it's okay because they're both trying to make a play for the ball. Pretty good coverage there by Jerry Holmes, who had a tough week last week, got bombed a couple of times, but bounced back here to play pretty well.
1:51 to go, and in the end zone to punt is Harry Newsom. Walter Stanley is now back.
Sammy Winder fumbled. The Browns got it. Kozar led a 2-minute drill down the field, got close enough for the bar kick, and the Browns take their record to 3-1. Denver has the same mark of 3 up and 1 down, and the Browns, who had lost 10 straight over the years to the Broncos, finally beat them.
Boy, we've seen the emotion shift in this game. And what about Jim Gallery? Is his job in jeopardy? He missed a couple against Cleveland on Monday night, and here misses a 31-yarder.
Tell you, the hold looks to be pretty good, and he hits the ball solidly. Looked like he stayed.
Ladies' night.
Great place, guys. Who did your decorating?
I give 110%. So does Speed Stick deodorant. Has no alcohol to evaporate. Its protection lasts all day. 110% protection that glides on. That's your edge.
Speed's got him. Browns beat the Broncos on Barr's field goal with no time left. Cincinnati continues to lead Kansas City late in the fourth quarter. Houston defeated Miami 39-7. Washington over New Orleans by a 2-point margin. The Colts rallied from behind to win for the first time over the Jets. Minnesota.
Simpson in New York. We welcome those of you who had been watching that Patriot-Buffalo game. And before the game, we talked with Doug Flutie, the New England on the face of the Buffalo quarterback, Jim Kelly, in the post-game situation. And he joins us from Rich Stadium. Jim, congratulations on a fine performance. And more importantly, your team is 3-1.
Thank you, Bob. I'll tell you what, it was a total team effort. We went into this game saying we need a dominated team, and everybody pulled together. The defense rose. They stopped them on a couple fourth downs, and we...
You guys have played some wild ball games. The one in the House of Pain, the one at Joe Robbie Stadium to begin the year when you dove across as time expired. This will give you a heart failure before much longer.
Definitely. We're up 31-10, and we were still worried about keeping that lead. I think the Buffalo Bills have given the fans something to look for. And, we don't want to have this every week because it's hard on the quarterback, too, believe me, Bob.
Game 1 of the American League Championship Series with the National League Series beginning Wednesday night. It'll be a big week of sports coming up on NBC. For now, I'm Bob Costas for O.J. Simpson and all of us at our NFL Live studios here in New York, thanking you for joining us, and we'll see you next time, everybody.
Big plays.
Last year you made it as far as the conference title game before losing to the Bengals in Cincinnati. Is this essentially the same club, a year wiser and more determined, or is it in some way different and therefore better?
No, I think we're about the same ball club. What we need to do is defensively, we got to start really playing smart ball. We're having too many penalties offensively. We got to move the ball when we have to. We got to stay consistent. We're lacking a couple of players. Shane Collins out, Rob Riddick
today, considering ball position, field position.
Houston in overtime, and now they blow out New England. The Packers could be heard from. Seattle's gone up in front of the Raiders 7-0 in the first quarter. That's at the LA Coliseum. Galliano on 2nd and 10. Into the end zone. Thomas Everett has his hands on the ball, breaks up the play intended for Stacy Mobley with 53 seconds to go.
Galliano having just a little bit of problem reading the color of those jerseys.
His week started off well, Ahmad. He married on Monday night in a ceremony on an FM station in Detroit a swimsuit model from Sports Illustrated.
Well, what do you expect from the guy for a week like that? He should have had a week off. Probably doesn't have his legs under him real well.
53 seconds to go.
Getting married gives you weak knees.
Galliano Steeler rush will give him to you, too, as they get Galliano back at the 18-yard line. A.J. Jenkins grabbed him and ran him down.
You know, that's a sort of a wedding present from the Steelers.
Yeah, right. Wayne Fontes, well loved by his players and certainly by ownership. He was given a 3-year contract after he took over.
Thursday. Many saw the recent adoption of a baby boy by the couple as a sign that all was well. But Billy Bob, who's also a musician, has been on the road touring with his band. In an interview in the new issue of Us Weekly, Jolie says the pair hasn't spoken